What's up, everybody? How are we doing this evening? Doing good. I'm removing more songs from the old videos on the YouTube. It's a process we must go through every day. Bell, D-Dub, M. Watch the video I just posted in the court. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I gotta get to the court. Ma'am, hang on. I don't have the cord on me. No, I don't have the cord on me. What are we doing? It's over there. Hang on. What is happening down in the cord? What's in the cord? What's happening in the cord? What's up, DW Bell? All right. We gotta find out what's in the cord. General. Where's... All right. General cord. All right, I'm gonna grab my phone really quick. We gotta hurry up. Let's see. Here we. All right, I gotta keep my glasses on. All right, here we go. I'm clutching your pearls. Why? Oh Lord, why are we pearl clutching? Hand panicking. What is happening? Do I want to go? Do I want to go in here? Do I want to go in here? Do I want to look at this? Clutching my pearls. That one? Update. Let's see. Who is this? What's up, Bag? What's up? Who's this? I don't know who this is. Who is this? Who is this? I don't know who that is, but everything's good. Finally finished. Yeah, you finally finished Stars. Nice. How did that, apparently the ending's pretty crazy, huh? Apparently the ending, oh, I almost slipped my phone off the thing. Apparently the ending's pretty crazy from what y'all was saying. That's what I heard. It's crazy AF. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. Wanted to throw your book crazy. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know. Is that good then? Is that still actually good if you want to throw your book? Made a list of live chapters. Dang, she's like, yeah, it's that good. She's like, it's that good. Okay, all right. Well, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That is the bomb. Excuse me. All right, we're gonna turn down the music. And we're getting started tonight because we gotta finish. We got to finish the story tonight. So we're just gonna jump right in tonight. I know not everybody's here, and that's okay. But we're gonna get started. We got like 6 chapters left. Hey, what's up, Allie? But some of them are only like 9-minute chapters. So we're just gonna get up on into it tonight. We got everything in. All right. I don't think we got, okay, let's see. I don't think we got anything too crazy going on right now. All right, yeah. Hey, Ash, what you doing up on the YouTube? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate y'all. Your TikTok won't load lives anymore. What the heck? What the what? That's wild. Why? That makes why? Maybe your TikTok needs an update? I don't know. That's crazy. You just ate. Oh, Belle, wow. Oh, wow, Belle. I hope you're getting, yeah. Hopefully you're doing better. Hopefully you're doing better, Belle. Hopefully you get better soon. Yeah, I don't blame you for staying long. Yeah, no. You should probably like just try to go get some sleep right now. Ash says I have no idea, but it skips every second. I don't know, man. I don't. I wonder if Mon, because I noticed Mon, it looked like she followed Nika. She followed me too on the UBTubi. So I'm wondering if it's an Australia thing. I don't know. Interesting. I hope you feel better soon, Belle. I know one thing when my tummy hurt, it's not much, but we were told to just take spoonfuls of water at a time. Just spoonfuls of water. And then it'll go away. Sleep a lot, but I know you might not, I don't know. I'm no doctor. Don't take my advice. Probably bad advice. But get rest. Rest is good advice. Well, I'm glad YouTube's working good. That's like legit. That super excites me. So no, seriously. So eventually, see, the crazy thing about YouTube is eventually, at some point, it's like once we get like 500 followers over there, then I think they're going to be like, you can monetize, and then, which is cool and all, but then they throw ads in there. So you got to put ads in there, or then you have to pay money monthly to not see the ads. So we'll have to figure a workaround so the people who can't pay the money can like still enjoy the content. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm glad YouTube's working. All right. So I'll tell you what, we're going to do let's do Belle pick a button and Ash pick a button. We're not going to do, yeah, pick a button. Yeah, not right now they don't, but once you get up to the subscribers, then they do. Zofran and Finegrin. All right. She said ready. Even on lives, well, at least it does for dues. At least it does. It does for streamers, for like people like the Burnt Peanut and all those people that stream like video games and do all that stuff. Yeah, commercials pop up, but to get past that, so there's two things you can follow, which just means you're notified, and then you can watch all the stuff for free, and then you subscribe, and once you subscribe, that's when you get the monthly subscription, and then they bypass the ads, and you don't have to do that. But then if you don't, which is, anyway, that's how it works. So that's what that is. Oh, she said pick 2. Oh, you got the premium. So yeah, you won't get the ads. Hell yeah, that'll be cool. Cool. Ballin'. So we really don't, I don't want to give you 2 because 2 is now the chode guy. So I'll give you that. All right. Like I said, we're gonna get into the stories quick tonight. We got 6 chapters to get into it, but I want to get the book done tonight. Definitely happier without the show. Right? Exactly. So we're jumping right in. Excuse me, because we got Wolf King to do, and if I'm not mistaken, I will have to verify with Dr. Lego. But I believe she said chapters 1 through 4. I don't know the length of chapter 1 through 4 in that one. But I think she said those were worth the live. So I think what we'll do is I'll finish this one tonight. I'll do Wolf King live tomorrow night. And then we'll just go to the Monday, Wednesday schedule unless it's certain pages, chapters, and then whatever chapters those days will jump on, and we'll jump on those days unless we're just feeling a little froggy. Who knows? I'm thinking once we do, we might take a break from doing the I still do Monday, Wednesday for sure, but like I think we're almost to the spot where I might try to talk Liz into doing the co-host streams. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sit here. Who knows? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We got lots to do. Speaking of the look, who's here? Dr. Lego. Hello. How are you? Oh, man. Hopefully P shows up. It looked like P was having a bad day today. Hopefully she's having a better day. Cora was looking like she was having a rough one. Looks like we need to have a party night soon. That's what we need to do. We need to have a party night soon. Belle not feeling good. Yeah. Allie, how's the salon coming? How is it? Almost done week 2, right? She says, I'll wake up for a party night. All right. Well, I tell you what, we might just have to schedule one of them really dang soon then. I tell you what. Maybe try to get Nika in here too. Get everybody up in here. Just chill. 13. Ouch. Wow. That's rough. 13 hours on your feet. I feel for you, love. That's a rough one. I bet. Oh, yeah, I bet your back hurt. Oh, that's right. Harry doesn't get to go with you no more. Oh, no. That sucks. All right. Well, we're going to get into it. Hopefully, story time will make y'all feel a little bit happier tonight. We will get going and into it. Project Hail Mary. The stunning conclusion, chapters 25 to the end. Let's get into it. 25. We did it. We actually did it. I have Earth's salvations in a little tank on the floor. Happy, Rocky says. Happy. I'm so giddy, I might throw up. Yes, but we're not done yet. Oh, yeah. What was up with the hand hold? Yeah, y'all with the hand holding and list. Yeah, y'all some slick mofos on that one. She inside right now. She might be coming back out in a little while, but yeah, y'all were slick on that one. Y'all were some slicky rickies on that one. Yeah. I was wondering, because I saw her every once in a while, kind of like doing, I was like, what is she? But I was reading, so it was out of my peripherals and shit. And I was like, why is she like just, I thought she was just reading, like y'all were having conversation. I thought y'all were just having a conversation. I didn't know she was videoing me. I wouldn't expect her to video me without me knowing. Actually, I know she does. She does that shit all the time. I wonder how many videos she has of me. Anyway, okay, digressing. I'm making her sound like she's a stalker, but she's my wife. It's okay, TikTok. I'm sorry. Yeah, our little otter's drifting down the stream. It's a habit, man. It's just a habit. Like, they don't walk on the outside of the road. I'm the one that walks if we're in a parking lot, I'm the one that walks they walk by the parked cars. I'm the one that walks on the outside. And if we're in traffic, we get in a single file. I'm in front and grab onto my hand, hold on tight, because we getting through. Like, it's just, I don't know what to do. Anyway, okay. All right, back to the story. All right, I'm so giddy I might throw up. But we're not done yet. I strap myself into my bunk. A pillow tries to float away, but I snag it in time and wedge it under my head. I'm all wired up, but if I don't go to sleep soon, Rocky will start to hassle me. Sheesh, you almost ruin a mission one time of all of a sudden you have an alien enforcing bedtime. DW, sorry. Tell me about 35, Rocky says. Took many, many generations, but finally, success! Amazing. Yeah, welcome, Dr. Lego. What's up? Is your cell service bad with all the World Cup stuff going on? Oh, wow, that sucks. No. USA is about to start tonight soon, I believe. So they're already in the next round. That's amazing. All right, sorry. Too many generations, but we finally success. It's a weird feeling, scientific breakthroughs. There's no eureka moment. Excuse me, just a slow, steady progression toward a goal. But man, when you get to that goal, it feels so good. We linked the sheeps back up together a week ago. Rocky was pretty stoked to have access to his much larger ship again. First thing he did was set up a tunnel directly from his portion of the Hail Mary to the Blip A. It means another hole in my hull, but at this point I trust Rocky to do engineering task. Heck, if he wanted to do open heart surgery on me, I'd probably let him. That guy is amazing at stuff. He's a stuff. With the ship's links, I can have the Hail Mary centrifuge going, which means we're back to 0G. But now we're just breeding tau amoeba in tanks. I can live without gravity-dependent lab equipment for now. Over the week, we watched generation after generation of tau amoeba become more and more nitrogen resistant. And today, we finally have tau amoeba 35. What's up, Pixie? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm waiting for a special guest tonight. Well, not really a special guest. I heard a rumor and I did some digging. I actually started a little early, so no, you're not late. I'm only on like the second page I just started, so you're not late. No, you're not late. So I started early. I just want to make sure I get through without having to keep everybody up until super duperly late. But anyway, all right, let's get back. Wow, we got so many. Wow, we got 8 people here on the TikTok. We got 4 people on the YouTube. I want to appreciate everybody for coming out. Yeah, no, Pixie, don't. What do you mean, phew? Don't even. What do you mean? Uh-oh, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Raz. Okay, we're going to have to put the story down for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know Mr. Raz is in the building. Everybody, let's say hello to Mr. Raz. Hello, Mr. Raz. Hello. Once we have confirmation he's here, I had my sources. Yeah. So I had my sources look up some stuff, and I think I have definitive proof. Hang on. I'm just going to show you the proof. You make your own decision.
Mr. Raz, I have a nice truck. Just us for Gotham.
I'm just saying.
Mr. Raz, I have a nice truck. Just us for Gotham.
Tell me that's not right. Tell me that's not the same person. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad. Oh my Lord. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's
Mr. Raz, I have a nice truck. Just us for Gotham.
I don't know why, but it just that whole that audio was in my head, so I had to redo it for Mr. Raz. I don't know why. I just thought it was fucking great. Who's the stalker now? For Gotham. Right? I mean, exactly. It fit perfectly. That's what I was saying. It's just there. I don't have the Sean button activated because he's not here very often, and it takes up space. But I do have a Sean button. It's Sean. As a matter of fact, here. I don't even know. I don't have it activated anymore. I had to turn it off. But yeah, that's what I did today. I'm sorry. I got bored.
Mr. Raz, I have a nice truck. Just us for Gotham.
A list button. How would I do a list button though? Okay, if I were to do a list button, the only thing that would happen would be like the screen would turn white and you would just hear, oh, and then she would just have to like the doors would open up and she'd just have to appear there. I'm just saying that would be the only thing I could come up with. And I don't even know if I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, maybe I could get like Charlotte's Flair entrance music, you know, the or we do the what is it? And then just I can do a really bad edit and like no, see, I can't do that. I don't know if I can do that. Probably not. No, I have ideas. Please bow for the queen of the wise. Well, right? Exactly. Hear ye! Ooh, could do that. Hear ye! Hear ye! Ooh, Ooh, that could be fun. We can do. See. So this is okay. So now I'm gonna tell you. Now listen. I know not everybody's. Hopefully everybody's in the chord. Maybe everybody didn't see it in the chord. If you didn't see it in the chord, I will say this now. I know everybody's not good at making videos and stuff, but I'll make a video. Like I said, I'm having a hard time doing a video of like me trying to edit. So if y'all make a really cool edit, and there could be rewards and prizes and things, because that's what we can do. Huzzah! So we can all do voice edits and mash them up. Oh, that could be cool. Oh, that's a good idea. Have many. I see. I'd love to, Belle, but right now she is doing her cosplay for the Comic-Con we're going to. So I cannot pull her away. She's got like three-quarters of the head done. The like one of the 2 feet base is done. Half the chest done, and like the bottom waist part done. I don't know. Our church, exactly. The church. Right? I can't interrupt. Listen, and she gets so freaking distracted too. You know, squirrel. It's kind of like me. I wonder where she gets it from. I'll drift the wipe up and film her in like a truck. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Oh, All right. We gotta come up with something. Oh, and she's like, oh, really now? All right. So I have to figure out my next video is the list button. All right. No more buttons until I figure out a list button. All right. No more buttons until I figure out a list button. So it is said, so it is done. We're going to spin the wheel to lock it in. I think that's the fair thing to do. We're going to spin the wheel to lock it in. And then we're going to do our story. Yeah, we're spinning the wheel and then our story. We're not starting on early at all again. It's good shit. I like it. Picasso. All right, what do we got? Don't touch the wheel. Poet Empress. Making a... Okay. Poet Empress is trying to do some stuff. It's up to 7. Poet Empress to 7. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting there. I could play that song right there, and then I was like, I'm Batman. In certain spots, I was just like, I am Batman. Okay. So what's in the lead? Okay. So as far as solo books, Starside is at 16. Starside is at 16. Okay. And then solo books, Last Letters at 7, Poet Empress is at 7. If When the Moon Hatched, that's at 7. Shield and Sparrows at 3. Lights Out's a series, but y'all said I just need to do the first one. That's at 4. The Serpent Wings and Night, I don't know if that's a series or a solo, but that's at 7. Mistborn's a series at 7, and then Dungeon Crawler Carl That's a series at 9. So that's where we stand right now. I'm going to tell you this. When we get to Dungeon Crawler Carl, that fucking title is going to screw me up so bad. That's going to screw me up so bad. Crown of this. That Crown of Sword of the Giant Hawk. Okay. All right. DW. You're so behind on what, DW? What are you behind on? Just say DC. That's a smart. You're smart, Bill. DCC. Okay, so y'all say DCC. Okay, cool. I was going to say that's a fucking tongue twister. Y'all know me. I mean, I just like he's got a red Carl that kills paper. Oh, sorry. I can't do any llamas with hats if y'all ever get bored on the YouTube. Shit's hilarious. All right. Okay. We're going to get back to our story now. Okay, back to Project Hail Mary. Okay, back to Project Hail Mary. Serpent can be a duology. There are other books with side characters, but the main character of the first can... oh, you're on Star Side. Serpent? Which one was Serpent? I don't know. Shield? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, the Serpent with Wings and Night. That one. Okay. Sorry, here we go. Back to Project Hail Mary. We're back. Chapter 25. Chapter 25. All right. Holy crap. Remember, just in case, if I don't see you anymore, because I know it's almost dark here, just remember, everybody.
Mr. Rez, I have a nice truck. Just us for Gotham.
Be safe, Mr. Rez. Be safe. Okay. The ship's lane. Over the weeks, we watched generation after generation of Talmiba become more nitrogen resistant. And now, today, we finally have Talmiba 35, a strain of Talmiba that can survive 3.5% nitrogen in a 0.02 atmosphere. Overall air pressure, the same situation found on Venus. You be happy now, Rocky says from his workbench. I am, I say. But we need to get to 8% so it can survive 3 world. Until then, we not done. I gotta go protect the city. I love it. Love it. Yes. But in this important moment, yeah, I smile. He fiddles with some kind of new gadget. He's always working on one thing or another. Now you make exact Venus atmosphere in one tank and do detailed tests on Talmiba 35. Question? No, I say. We'll keep going until we get to Tal 80. It should work on Venus in 3 world. I'll test everything then. Understand? I turn to face his side of the room. The whole watching me sleep thing doesn't creep me out anymore. If anything, it's comforting. What are you working on? The device is clamped to his workbench. I keep it from drifting away. He works on it many angles and many hands hold his tools. This is Earth Electrical Unit. You're making a power converter? What the fuck? Excuse me. Yes, convert from Meridian Prime Sequence, electrical amplitude, and insufficient Earth direct current system. Prime Sequence? Wouldn't take a long time to explain. I make a mental note to ask about it later. Okay, what will you use it for? He puts it down 2 tools and picks up 3 more. If all plans work, we make good Talmiba. I give you fuel. You go Earth, I go Irid. We say goodbye. Yeah, I guess. I should be happier about surviving a suicide mission, returning home a hero, and saving my entire species. But saying goodbye to Rocky forever will be hard. I put it out of my mind. You have many portable thinking machines, I ask favor. You give me one as gift? Question? A laptop? You want a laptop? Sure, I have a bunch of them. Good. And thinking machines have information. Question? Science information. From Earth? Question? Of course. I'm an advanced alien race with knowledge far beyond Earth Iridian science. I think laptops have terabyte drives. I could copy the entire contents of Wikipedia over to him. Yes, I can do that, but I don't think a laptop will work in air. Too hot. He points to device. This is just one part of thinking machine life support system. System will give power. Keep Earth temperature. Earth air inside. Many redundant backups, making sure thinking machine not break. If break, no Irid can fix. Ah, I see. How will you read the output? Camera inside convert ear light readout to ear and texture readout. Like camera in the control room. Before we leave, you explain written language to me. He certainly knows enough English to look up any word he doesn't know. Yeah, sure. Our written language is easy. Bullshit. Who would fucking that? That's not it. Hi, lady list, check the Discord. Hi, lady list, check the Discord. Hopefully she heard that. There are only 26 letters, but many strange ways to say them. Well, I guess there are actually 52 symbols because capital letters look different, even though they are pronounced the same. Oh, and then there's punctuation. Our scholars will solve. You just get me started. Yes, I'll do that, I say. I want to give you a gift too. Xenonite. Solid form and liquid. Pre-xenonite form. Earth scientists will want that. Yes, I give. I yawn. I go to sleep soon. I watch. Good night, Rocky. Good night, Grace. I fall asleep easier than I have in weeks. I have Telmeba that can save Earth. Modifying an alien life form. What could possibly go wrong? Back when I was a kid, like most kids, I imagined what it would be like to be an astronaut. I imagined flying through space in a rocket ship and meeting aliens, and I just generally being awesome. What I didn't imagine was cleaning out sewage tanks. But that's pretty much what I'm doing today. To be clear, it's not my poop I'm cleaning. It's Talmeba poop. Thousands of kilograms of Talmeba poop. Each of my 7 remaining fuel bays has to be cleared out. All that gunk before it can be put new fuel in. So on the other hand, I'm shoveling poop, and on the other, at least I'm in an EVA suit while I do it. I smelled this stuff before. It's not great. The gunky methane and decomposed cells aren't a problem. If that were all I had to deal with, I'd just ignore it. 20,000 kilograms of gunk in a 2 million kilogram tank. Barely worth paying attention to. The problem is there's probably surviving Talmeba in there. Contamination ate all the available fuel several weeks ago. They're mostly starved by now, at least according to recent samples I checked. But some little basher will probably still be alive. And the last thing I want to do is feed them 2 million kilograms of fresh astrophage. Progress? Question? Rocky radios. Almost done with Fuel Bay 3. Fully inside the tank, I scrape the black gunk off the walls with a homemade spatula and fling it out the 1 meter wide hole in the side. Where'd the 1 meter hole in the hole come from? I made it! The fuel tanks have a no human size entry hatch. Why would they? Valves and piping lead in and out, the largest of them only a few inches wide. I don't have anything to flush the tanks with. I left my 10,000 gallons of water collection back home. So for each tank I have to cut a hole, clean the gunk out, then reseal it. I have to say, though, the cutting torch Rocky made me works like a charm. A little astrophage and an IR right, some lenses, and I have a freaking death ray, pew laser, in my hands. The trick is keeping the output low, but Rocky puts an extra safeties in. He made sure the lenses had some impurities, and they aren't made of transparent xenonite. They're IR permeable glass. If the light output from the astrophage gets too hot, the lens will melt. Then the beam will defocus and the cutter will be useless. I have to sheepishly ask Rocky to make another one, but at least I won't cut my leg off. So far, it hasn't happened. But I wouldn't put it past me. I scrape a particular stubborn gunk off the wall. It floats away and I use the scraper to bite out the hole. Status on breeder tanks, I ask. Tank 4 still have live Talmeba. Tank 5 and higher, all dead. I shuffle forward in the tank. I narrow enough that I can hold... I shuffle forward in the tank. It's narrow enough that I can hold position by putting both boots on the side of the cylinder and a hand on the opposite side. This leaves my remaining hand free to scrape sludge. Tank 4 was 5.25%, right? Not right. 5.20%. Okay, so we're up to Talmeba 52. Doing good. How is progress? Question? Slow and steady, I say. I flick a wad of gunk off the void. I wish I could just flush the tanks with nitrogen and call it a day. After all, this Talmeba has a no nitrogen resistance at all. But that wouldn't work. The gunk is several centimeters thick. No matter how much nitrogen I pumped in there would be some Talmeba, it doesn't get to. Shielded by a centimeter-thick wall of their brethren. All it takes is one survivor to start an infection when I refill the tanks with Rocky Spare Astrophage. So I have to muck the tanks out as best I can before doing the nitrogen cleanse. Your food tanks are big. You have enough nitrogen? Question. I can give ammonia from Blip A life support if you need. Ammonia wouldn't work, I say. Talmeba doesn't have a problem with nitrogen compound. Just with elemental N2. But don't worry, I'm fine. I don't need much nitrogen as you think. We know 3.5 at 0.02 atmospheres will kill natural Talmeba. That's partial pressure of less than 1 parsec. Pascal, sorry, not parsec. Where the fuck did I get an R from? Pascal. Wow. These fuel bays are only 37 cubic meters each. All I need to do is squirt a few grams of nitrogen gas in here. That's what she said, and I'll kill everything. It's amazingly dead to Talmeba. I put my hands on my hips, and I awkwardly pose in the EVA suit, and it causes me to float away from the wall. But it fit the situation. Okay, done with Fuel Bay 3. Good night, Belle. Good night, good night, good night. Hope you feel better soon. You want Xenonite patch for a hole now? Question. I float out to the fuel bay and into space. I pull my tether and bring me back to the hole. No. I'll do a cleaning first, then close them up in a separate EVA. I use the handholds to get Fuel Bay 4, anchor myself in place, and fire up the Iridian Astro torch. The Xenonite makes for some pretty darn good pressurized gas containers. My fuel bays are freshly cleaned and resealed. I gave them about 100 times as much nitrogen as it takes to kill any natural Talmeba hanging around. And then I just let it sit there for a while. I'm taking no chances. After a few days of sterilizing, it's time to test. Rocky gives me a few kilograms of astrophage to work with. I remember a few kilograms of astrophage would have been a godsend to everyone on Strat's vat. But now it's just, oh hey, here's a few quadrillion joules of energy. Well, let me know if you want more. I divide the astrophage into 7 roughly equal blobs, vent the nitrogen, and squirt one blob into each bay of fuel. Then I wait a day. During this time, Rocky is aboard the ship, plugging away and pumping systems of transferring astrophage from his fuel tanks to mine. I offer to help. He is very polite, declines. What good could I do aboard a Blip A anyway? My EVA suit can't handle the environment in there, so Rocky would have to build me a whole tunnel system. It's not worth it. I really want to be worth it. If an alien's freaking spaceship, I want to see the inside. Me too! But yeah, gotta save humanity and stuff. That's a priority. Who makes these priorities? I think it's Bull Snap. I check the fuel bays, and any live Talmeba will have found the astrophage and snack on it. So if the astrophage is still there, the bay is sterile. Long story short, 2 of the 7 bays were sterile. Hey, Rocky, I yell from the control room. He's aboard Blip A somewhere, but I know he can hear me. He can always hear me. After a few seconds, the radio crackles to life. What? Question. 2 fuel bays still have Talmeba. Understand. Not good, but not bad. Other 5 are clean. Question. I steady myself with the handhold control in the control room. It's easy to float off, concentrating on conversation. Yeah, the other 5 seem good. How Talmeba in bad 2 bays survive? Question. I probably didn't clean them good enough. Some gunk remained and shielded life Talmeba from nitrogen. That's my guess. Plan? Question. I'm going back into those 2, scraping them down some more. I'll sterilize them again. I'll leave the other 5 sealed for now. Good plan. Do not forget to purge fuel lines. With all the tanks infected, it's safe to assume the fuel lines currently sealed off will also be infected. Yes, it'll be easier than the tanks. I just need to blow high-pressure nitrogen through them. It'll clean out the chunks and sterilize the rest. Then I'll test them as the same fuel base. Good, good, he says. What is status of breeder tank? Question. Still making good progress. We're up to Talmeba 62 now. Someday we'll find out why nitrogen was the problem. Yeah, but that's for other scientists. We just need Talmeba 80. Yes, Talmeba 80. Maybe Talmeba 86. Safely. When you think his base 6 arbitrary adding 6 to things is normal. Agree, I say. I enter the airlock and climb into the Orlan EVA. I grab the astro torch and attach it to my tool belt. I turn on my helmet radio and say, "Beginning EVA." Understand. Radio F problem. Can't help in my ship hull. Robot if needed. It shouldn't need, but I'll let you know. I seal the door behind me and I start the airlock. Screw it, I say. I press the final confirmation button and jettison fuel bay 5. Oh, Lord. The pyro pops and empty the tank floats off into nothingness of space. The amount of scrubbing, cleaning, nitrogen purging, or anything else that could tell me about a fuel bay 5. No matter what I did, they survived and chowed down the test astrophage I put in afterwards. Uh-oh. Maybe that's telling you something. At a certain point, you just have to let it go, let it go. I cross my arms and slump into my pilot seat. There are no gravity and properly slump, so I have to make a conscious effort to push myself into the seat. I'm pouting, darn it, and I intend to do it right. I'm missing a total of 3 of my original 9 fuel bays. 2 from our adventure to Adrian and another one just now. That's approximately 666,000, Jesus Christ, kilograms of fuel storage I no longer have. Do I have enough fuel to get home? Sure. Any amount of fuel that can make me escape Talamoeba's gravity is enough to eventually get home. I could get home with just a few grams of astrophage if I didn't mind waiting a million years. It's not about getting there. It's about how long it will take. I do a ton of math and I get the answer I don't like. A trip from Earth to Tal Ceti took 3 years and 9 months, and it was done by accelerating consistently. That's 1.5 Gs the entire time, which is what Dr. Lehman decided was the maximum sustained G-force a human should be exposed to for almost 4 years. Earth experienced something like that 13 years ago during that time, but the dilation worked in our favor for the crew. If I do a long trip home with just 1.33 million kilograms of fuel, which is my remaining tanks can hold, the most efficient course of constant acceleration I can handle is 0.9 Gs. I'll be going slower, which means less time dilation, which means I'll experience more time. All told, I'll experience 5.5 years on that trip. So what? It's only an extra year and a half. What's the big deal? I don't have that much food. It was a suicide mission. They gave us food to last several months, and that's about it. I've been working my way through the food stores at a reasonable rate, and then I'll have to rely on the coma slurry. It won't taste good, but it's nutritionally balanced at least. But again, this was a suicide mission. They don't give up enough coma slurry to get home either. The only reason I have it at all is because Commander Yao and Specialist Yanka Schmide en route. All told, I have 3 months of real food left and about 40 months worth of coma slurry. That works out to be just barely enough food to survive the trip home with full fuel and a bit to spare. But nowhere near to last the 5.5 years on a slower trip. Rocky's feud is useless to me. I've tested it over and over. It's chock full of heavy metals, range toxic from highly toxic. There are useful proteins and sugars in that my biology would love to make use of, but there's just no way to sort out the poison from the food. And there's nothing here for me to grow. All of my food is freeze-dried or dehydrated. No viable seeds or plants or anything. I can eat what I have. That's it. Rocky clicks along the tunnel in the control room bulb. He goes in and out of Blip A. So often, I now don't even know what ship he's on. You make angry sound. Why? Question. I'm missing a third of my fuel base. The trip home will take more time than I have fuel. How long sleep? Question. Huh? I'm talking about fuel. Stay focused. Grumpy? Angry? Stupid? How long since last sleep? Question. I shrug. I don't know. I've been working on the breeder tanks and fuel bays. I forgot when I last sleep. You sleep. I watch. I gesture violently to the console. I have a serious problem here. I don't have enough fuel storage to survive the trip home. 600,000 kilograms of fuel. It would take 135 cubic meters of storage. I don't have that much space. I make storage tank. You don't have enough xenonite for that. I don't need xenonite. Any strong metal will do. Have much metal aboard my ship. Melt, shape, make tank for you. I blink a couple times. You can do that? Obviously, I can do that. You are stupid right now. You sleep. I watch and design replacement tank. Agree. Question? TikTok, it's a story. I'm reading a story. I didn't say that about anybody. He stared down the tube at the dormitory. Huh? Agree. Question? He says louder. Yeah. I mumble. Yeah. Okay. I've done a lot of EVAs now, but none were as tiring as this one. It turned out to be I've been out here for 6 hours. The Orland is a tough old suit and it can handle it. Same can be said about me. Installing final bay now. I wheezed. Almost there. Stay on target. Rocky's ad hoc field bays are perfect, of course. All I had to do was detach one of my existing bays and give it to him for analyzation. For analyze. Well, I gave it to him. I gave it to the whole robot. However, he uses that robot to measure stuff. It does a good job. Every valve connection is in the right place and the right size. Every screw is threaded perfectly spaced. All told, he made 3 perfect copies of the fuel bays I gave him. The only difference is the material. My original bays were made of aluminum. Someone on Strat's team had suggested carbon fiber hull, but she shot them down. Well, tested technology only. Humanity had 60-odd years of testing aluminum-hulled spacecraft. The new bays are made of an alloy. What alloy? I don't know. Rocky doesn't even know. It's a mishmash of metals from a non-critical system aboard the Blip Bay. Mostly iron, he says. But there's at least 20 different elements all melted together. It's basically metal stew. But that's okay. The fuel bays don't need to hold pressure. They only have to keep the astrophage aboard the ship. Nothing else. They do need to be strong enough to not break apart from the weight of the fuel inside. When the ship accelerates, but that's not hard. They could literally be made out of wood and be just as efficient. You are slow, he says. You are mean. I ratchet the large cylinder into place with a strap. Apologize. I am excited. Breeder tanks 9 and 10. Yeah, I said. Fingers crossed. We're up to Talmeba 78. As most of the recent generation, the strand is breeding away in these tanks while I work on these fuel bays. The spacing is 0.25%, which means for the first time ever, some breeder tanks actually have 8% or more nitrogen inside. As for installing the tanks, sheesh! I've learned that the first bolt is the hardest. The fuel bay has a lot of inertia and it's hard to keep aligned with the holes. That's what she said. Also, the original mounting system for the bay is gone. The pyros saw to that. They never figured I'll be adding new bays after jettisoning old ones. The pyros don't just open a clamp. They shear the bolts clean off. And they don't care about the damage to the mounting point. I spent a lot of time unsmooiciding this smooicide mission. While the threaded mounting holes are a reasonable shape, every one of them has sheared off bolt to deal with. With no bolt head, they're a real pain in the patoot to unscrew. I found the best approach is to bring a sacrificial steel rod in the astro torch. Melt the bolt a little, melt the rod a little, weld it together, and the result is ugly, but it gives me a lever, armed with enough torque to remove the bolt. Usually, when I can't remove the bolt, I just start melting stuff. Can't be stuck if it's a liquid. 3 hours later, I finally have all the fuel bays installed. Well, sort of. I cycle the airlock, climb out of the Orland, and enter the control room. Rocky's in his bulb waiting for me. It went well. Question? I wiggle my hand back and forth and gesture intensely, common for both human and Nereidans, with the same meaning. Maybe. I'm not sure. A bunch of the bolt holes were unusable, so the bays aren't connected as well as they should be. Danger. Question? Your ship accelerate 15 meters per second per second. Will tanks hold? Question? I'm not sure. Earth engineers often double requirements for safety, so I hope they did this time. But I'll test to be sure. Excuse me. Good. Enough talk. Check breeder tanks, please. Yeah. Let me get some water first. See. He bounces and skittles down the tube into my lab. Excuse me. Why humans need water so much? Question. Inefficient life forms. I chug a full liter of water. It's a liter of water. It's like Farva. He wants a liter of cola. I chug a full liter bag of water. I left the control room before the EVA. It's thirsty work. I wipe my mouth and let the bag float off. I push off the wall and float down the tunnel to the lab. The Urdans need water too, you know. We keep inside. Closed system. Some inefficiencies inside. But we get all water we need from food. Humans leak. Gross. I laugh and float off in the lab where Rocky is waiting. On Earth, we have a scary, deadly creature called a spider. You look at one of those, just, you know. Good. Proud. I'm a scary space monster. You are a leaky space blob. He pointed to breeder tanks. Check tanks. I kick off the wall and float over to the breeders. This is the moment of truth. I should check them one at a time, starting with tank 1. But heck with that. I go straight to tank 9. I shine a pin light in the tank and it gets a look at the glass. At the slide and get a good look at the glass slide. That was earlier covered in the astrophage. I check the tank's readout, then check the slide again. I grin at Rocky. Tank 9's slide is clear. We have Talmeba 80. He absolutely explodes with noise. His arms flail, his hands clatter against the tunnel walls. It just random. We got Jubilee and Rogan here. They look cute. Why are you surprised? Then come show everybody. Wow, you just look so exquisitely happy. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, voices of all ages. Hi, Lady Liz. And Liz face.
And Bumblebee type.
And Bumblebee tuna? Bumblebee tuna. You made videos?
They're really bad.
They're really bad.
One of them we had to remake and then decided to delete.
None of us can dance.
Oh boy.
I'm squared.
Well, good. Hopefully we'll see him later. Well, you do. Oh. Cat butt. She tried to sneak it in there. Nice.
Oh, okay. Bye guys.
Ah, she said, okay, oh, bye. Okay.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Goodbye. I like it, Picasso. I like it, Picasso. I love you too. All right. I guess they're leaving again. Goodbye. Okay. We have Talmeba 80. He absolutely explodes with noise and his arms failing. It's just random notes in no disconcertable order. After a few seconds, he calms down. Yes, good. Haha, wow, okay, easy there. I check tank 10. Hey, tank 10 is also clear. We have Talmeba 82.5. Good indeed, I say. Now you do much testing. Venus Air, 3 World Air. Yes, absolutely. He shifts back and forth from tunnel one wall to the other. Exact same gases in each test. Same pressure, same temperature, same death radiation from space, same light nearby star. Same. Yes, I'll do that. I'll do all of that. Do now. I need to rest. I just need 8 hours EVA. Do now. Ugh, no. I float over his tunnel and face him through the xenonite. First, I'm going to breed a bunch more Talmeba 82.5. Just to make sure we have enough testing. I'll make sure we have several stable colonies to do it in sealed containers. Yes, and make some on my ship too. Yes, the more backups the better. He bounces back and forth in some. Earth will live! Earth will live! Everyone, live! He curls up his claws in one hand into a ball and presses it against the xenonite. Fist my bump! Fist my bump! Fist me! Fist me! I push his knuckles. It's fist bump, but yeah. There has to be liquor somewhere. I can't imagine Ilyanka going on a suicide mission without insisting on some booze. I can't imagine her going across the street without some booze, honestly. And after looking through every box in the storage compartment, I finally find it. The personal kits. The box has 3 zip duffels. Each one is labeled with a crewman-like with the crewman's name, Yao Ilyanka Dubois. I guess I never replaced Dubois' personal kit because I never got a chance to make mine. Still a little mad about how that played out. Yeah, a little shitty situation there, but maybe I'll get a chance to tell Strat my feelings on the topic. I'll pull the kid into the dormitory with me and Velcro them to the wall. Deeply personal belongings of 3 people who are now schmed. Friends who are now schmed. I have a somber moment and later spend some time looking at these bags to offer. But now, this is a time of celebration. I want schmooze. I offer Ilyanka's bag. There are those sorts of random knickknacks inside, a pendant with some Russian writing on it, and a worn teddy bear she probably had as a kid. A kilogram of white stuff. Little Rorian, okay, her favorite book, and there are 5 1-liter bags of clear labeled vodka. Is Russian for vodka. All right, Veg, have a good night. See you next time. How do I know? Because I spent a month on the aircraft carrier with a bunch of Russian scientists. I saw that word a lot. I zip up a bag and leave it here velcroed on the wall. I fly through the lab where Rocky waits in his tunnel. I found it, I said. Good. His usual jumpsuit and tool belt bandolier are nowhere to be seen. He has an outfit I've never seen before. Well. We have what we have here, I say. He juts out his caprice with pride. It's covered with smooth cloth underlayment that supports symmetrical, rigid shapes and here and there, almost like armor, but not as fully covering, and I don't think they're metal. The top hole where vents are is rigid with rough gems. It's definitely jewels of some kinds. They're faceted, similar to... Don't you nip at me. We don't bite. Hard. Okay. The facets similar to how the Earth, but the qualities are horrible. They're blotchy and discolored, but they're really big. That's what she said. I bet they sound great to sonar. Sleeves leading off the shortstop and halfway down his arms are similar ornament to the cuffs. Each shoulder is connected to its neighbor in loose braided cords, and the first time I've ever seen he has gloves on. All 5 hands are covered, coarse burlap-like material. The outfit seems severely limited Rocky's ability to move freely, but hey, fashion isn't about comfort or convenience. You look great, I say. Thanks. This is special clothing for celebration. I hold up a liter of vodka. This is special liquid for celebration. Humans eat to celebrate? Well, sometimes. And sometimes it depends on what you're talking about by the word of eat. Yeah, I know Iridians eat in private. I know you think it's gross to see. But this is how humans celebrate. It's okay. Eat. We celebrate. I float over to the 2 experiments mounted on the lab wall table. Mounted to the lab table. Inside one is an analog atmosphere of Venus. Inside the other is the atmosphere of 3 world. In both cases, I made them as precise as I could. I use the best reference for data that I have, which is considerable thanks to my collection of every human reference book ever and Rocky's knowledge about his own system. In both cases, Talmiba have not only survived, but thrived. They breeded fast as ever, and even the smallest amount of astrophage injected in either experiment gets eaten immediately. I hold a bat of vodka up to Talmiba 82.5, savior of 2 worlds. You will give that liquid to Talmiba? Question? I unclip the fastener on the straw. No, it's just a human saying. I am honored. I am honoring Talmiba 82.5. I take a sip. It's like fire in my mouth. Ilyanka apparently liked her vodka strong and rough, like she liked her men. Yes, much honoring, he says. Human and Iridan work together. Save everyone. Ah, I say. That reminds me. I need a life support system for Talmiba, something that feeds them just enough astrophage to keep the colony alive. It has to be completely automatic, has to work on its own for several years, and it has to weigh less than a kilogram. I need 4 of them. Why so small? I'm going to put 1 in each beetle, just in case something happens to the Hail Mary on the way home. Good plan. You are smart. I can make these for you. Also today, I finished field transfer device. Can give you astrophage now. Then we both go home. Yeah, my smile fades. This is happy. Your face opening is sad mode. Why? Question. Going to be a long trip, and I'll be all alone. I haven't decided if I want to risk a coma on the way home. I may have to do for my own sanity. Total solitude and nothing to eat but chalky, nasty coma slurry might just be too much. For the first part of the trip, at least, I definitely plan to stay awake. You will miss me? Question. I will miss you. You are friend. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you. I take another swig of vodka. You are my friend. Heck, you are my best friend. And pretty soon, we're going to say goodbye forever. He taps the two glove claws together and they made muffled sound instead of the usual click that comes along with a dismissive gesture. Not forever. We save planets. And we have astrophage technology. Visit each other. I give a weird grin. We can do that all within 50 Earth years. Probably not. Why so fast? Question. I only have 50 years or so left to live. Humans don't live long, remember? Oh. He was quiet for a moment. So we enjoy remaining time together, then go save planets. Then we are heroes. Yeah. I straighten up. I'm a little dizzy now. Oh, girlfriend. I've never been much of a drinker. And I'm hitting this vodka harder than I should have. We're the most important people in the galaxy! We're awesome! He grabs a nearby wrench and raises it in one hand. To us! Yes! Gosh. Well, this is it. I say from the side of my container. Yes, says Rocky on his side. His voice is low. Despite his attempts to keep it high, the Hail Mary is all fueled up. 2.2 million kilograms of astrophage, a full 200,000 kilograms more than she left Earth with. Rocky's replacement tanks were, of course, more efficient and had more volume than my originals. I rub the back of my neck. I assume our people will meet up again. I know humans will want to learn all about Irid. Yes, he says. Thank you for a laptop. Centuries of human technologies, all for our scientists to learn about. You have given greatest gift in history of my people. You test it in that life support system you built for it, right? Yes. That is a stupid question. He grips a handle on his side to keep it in place. Rocky had removed his direct connected, tunneled, and resealed the Hail Mary's hull. He put the airlock to airlock connector in place to finish packing it up. At my request, he left the xenonite wall and tunnels on the Hail Mary in place, but with a few meter-wide holes in them here and there, so I can use the space. The more xenonite Earth scientists have to study, the better, I figure. The ship still smells a little like ammonia. I guess even xenonite isn't completely immune to gas permeation. It'll probably smell that way for a while. And your farms, I say? Do you double-check them all? Yes. 6 redundant Talmuba 82.5 colonies, each in separate tanks with separate life support systems, each in 3-world simulated atmosphere. Your farms are functioning. Question? Yeah, I say. Well, it's just my 10 breeder tanks. Right now I had them all set up with Venus atmosphere. Oh, and then thanks for the mini farms, by the way. I'll install them in the Beetles during my trip. I won't have much else to do. He glances at a notepad. These numbers you gave me. You are certain these are the times for me to turn around and the times for me to reach Irid? Question? They are so soon. So fast. Yeah, that's time dilation for you. Weird stuff, but those are the correct values. I checked them 4 times. You'll reach Irid in under 3 Earth years. But Earth is almost same distance from Tau Ceti, and you will take 4 years. Question? I'll experience 4 years, yes. 3 years and 9 months, because time won't be as compressed for me as it is for you. You have explained before, but again, why? Question? Your ship accelerates faster than mine. You'll be moving closer to the speed of light. He wiggles his capri. So complicated. I point towards your ship. All the information about relativity is on that laptop. Have your scientists take a look. Yes, they will be very pleased. Not when they find out about quantum physics, then they'll be really annoyed. Not understand. I laugh. Don't worry about it. We'll both be quiet. We were both quiet for a while. I guess this is it, I say. It is time, he says. We go save homeworlds now? Yeah. Your face is linking. I wipe my eyes. Human thing, don't worry about it. Understand. He pushes himself along his airlock door. He opens it and pauses. Goodbye, friend Grace. I wave meekly. Goodbye, friend Rocky. He disappears into his ship and closes the airlock door behind him. I return to the Hail Mary. After a few minutes, the Blip A's whole robot detaches the tunnel. We fly our ships nearby, parallel but a few degrees difference in course. The sensors either of us vaporize the other as we backblast our astrophase engines. Once we have a few thousand kilometers of separation, we can aim in any direction we want. Hours later, I sit in the cockpit with my spin drives offline. I just want one last look. I watch the point of IR light with the Petrovoscope. That's Rocky, headed back to Erie. Godspeed, buddy, I say. I set course for Earth and fire the spin drive. I'm going home. Oh, the pain! The pain! I want to lose Rocky. I like him. All right, what do we got? What's winning? Oh, fucking Rebecca! Ah, fucking Rebecca.
I'm Chode Barlow.
And I'm Jonas, and we have a
What?
song for you.
I'm a chud, I'm a chud, I'm a fat little chud, playing League all day until the sun comes up. I'm a chud, I'm a chud, I'm a fat little chud. Why would I get a job when I can live with my mom?
All right. Chapter 26. Let's get on into it. I sat in my cell staring at the wall. It wasn't a dingy jail cell or anything. If anything, it looked kind of like a college dorm room. Painted black walls, desk, chair, bed, en-suite bathroom, etc. But the door was steel and the windows were barred. I wasn't going anywhere. Why did Balaknor, the launch facility, have a jail cell handy? I don't know. Ask the Russians. That launch would be today. Some muscular guard would come through that door. Excuse me, along with the doctor. He'd inject me with something, and that'd be the last time I'd see Earth. Almost on cue, I heard the clink of the door being unlocked. A braver person might have seen that as an opportunity. Charge the door and maybe get past the guard. But I've given up hope of escape long ago. What would I do? Run into Kazakistan desert and take my chances? The door opened and Strat walked in. The guards closed the door behind her. Hey, she said. I glared at her from my bunk. The launch is on schedule, she said. You will be on your way soon. Whoopee! She sat in the chair. I know you won't believe this, but it wasn't easy for me to do this to you. Yeah, you're really sentimental. She ignored the barb. You do know what I studied in college, what my undergraduate degree was in? I shrugged. History. I was a history major, she drummed her fingers on the desk. Most people assume I had science major or a business major. Communications maybe, but no, it was history. Doesn't seem like you. I sat on my bunk. You don't spend a lot of time looking backward. I was 8 years old. I was 18 years old and I had no idea what to do with my life. I majored in history because I didn't know what else to do. She smirked. Hard to imagine me like that, eh? Yeah. She looked out, barred the window toward a launch pad in the distance. But I learned a lot. I actually liked it. People nowadays, they have no idea how good they have it. The past was unrelenting misery for most people, and the further back the time you go, the worse it was. And she stood meandered around the room. For 50,000 years, right up until the Industrial Revolution, human civilization was about one thing and one thing only: food. Every culture that existed put most of their time, energy, manpower, and resources into food. Oh, Ali got some. Okay, in the Discord, Ali needs some help and some feedback on a letter. If you have a second, jump down in the cord, give her a little help, give her a little help. But what the Romans really invented was a very efficient method of acquiring farmland, transportation, storing of food. Even the Roman Empire knew everything about the armies, emperors, cattle, food. A very efficient farming sources, land, transportation, food, and water. She walked to the other side of the room. The Industrial Revolution mechanized agriculture. Since then, we were able to focus on our energies on other things. But that's only been the last 200 years. Before that, most people spend most of their lives directly dealing with food production. Thanks to the history lesson, 200 years, spend most of your lives dragging. Thanks for the history lesson, I said. But if it's all the same to you, I'd like my last few moments on Earth to be a little bit more pleasant so you could, leave. She ignored me. Leclerc's Antarctic nukes bought us some time, but not much. There's only so much time we can dump chunks of Antarctica into the ocean before the direct problem of sea level rise in the ocean biome causes more problems than astrophage. Remember what Leclerc told us. Half the global population will die. I know, I muttered. No, you don't know, she said. Because it gets worse. Worse than half of humanity dying? Of course, she said. Leclerc's estimates assumes that the nations of the world will work together to share resources and ration food. But you think that will happen? You think the United States, the most powerful military force of all time, is going to sit idly by while half their population starves? How about China, a nation of 1.3 billion people? There's always on the verge of famine in the best of times. Do you think they'll just leave their military's weak neighbors alone? I shook my head. There will be wars. Yes, there will be wars. Fought for the same reason most wars in ancient times were fought for. Food. They'll use religion to glory, whatever an excuse, but it'll always be about food, farmland, and people to work that land. The fun doesn't stop there, because once the desperate, the starving countries start invading each other for food, the food production will go down. Ever heard of Taiping Rebellion? It was a civil war in China during the 19th century. 400,000 soldiers died in combat, and 20 million people died from the resulting famine. The war disrupted agriculture. See? That's how massive in scale these things are. She wraps her arms around herself. I've never seen her look so vulnerable. Malnourishment, disruption, famine, every aspect of infrastructure going to food production and welfare. The entire fabric of society will fall apart, and there will be plagues too. Lots of them all over the world because their medical care systems will be overwhelmed. Once easily contained outbreaks will go unchecked. She turned to face me. War, famine, pestilence, and death! It's the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, damn it! Astrophagia is literally the apocalypse. The Hail Mary is all we have. I'll make any sacrifice to give that even the tiniest additional chance of success. I lay down on my bunk and face away from her. Whatever lets you sleep at night. She walked back to the door, knocked on it. A guard opened it. Anyway, I just wanted you to know when I'm doing this. I owe that to you. Go to hell. Oh, I will. Believe me. You 3 are going to Tal Ceti. The rest of us are going to hell. More accurately, hell is coming to us. Yeah, well, hell is coming back to you, Strat, in the form of me. I'm hell. I mean, I don't know what I'll say to her, but I definitely plan to say stuff. Some mean stuff. I tell you what, you hire me there, Dr. Grace, and I will curse out Strat for you. I am very good with my adjectives and my metaphors and my verbs and all that goodness. I'm 18 days into my nearly 4-year journey. I'm just now reaching Tau Ceti's helopause, the edge of the star's most powerful magnetic field, at least the edge of what there's strong enough to deflect fast-moving interstellar radiation. From now on, the radiation load on the hull will be much higher. Doesn't matter to me. I'm surrounded by astrophage. But in the entrance to seeing the external radiation sensor go up and up and up, excuse me, it's progress. At least. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm going on a long road trip, and my current status is just walking out the front door of the house. 'Cause he's leaving on a jet plane. Hey, trying to get home from Tau City. I'm bored, and I'm by myself in a spaceship without much to do. Write a song! I clean out the cat along the lab again. I come up with some research experiments for either astrophage or Talmoeba. Heck, I could write some papers while I'm on my way home. Oh, and there's a matter of intelligent alien life form I hung out with a couple of months. I might want to jot a few things down about him too. I do have a huge collection of video games. I have every piece of software that was available when I built the ship. I'm sure they can keep me busy for a while. I checked the Talmoeba farms. All 10 of them, they're doing just fine. I feed the astrophage from time to time, just to keep them healthy and breeding. The farms emulate Venus's atmosphere, so as the generations of Talmoeba go by, they'll get even better as Venetian life. After 4 years of this, by the time I drop them off the planet, they'll be well suited for it. And yes, I've already decided I'll drop them off. Why not? I have no idea what kind of world I'll be returning to. 13 years have passed on Earth since I left. They experienced another 13 before I get back. 26 years. All my students will be adults. I hope they all survive. But I have to admit, some probably won't. I try not to dwell. How are you going to land the ship, my guy? The ship wasn't designed until you're just going to dock it to the ISS. Like, what is happening? Anyway, once I get back to my solar system, I may as well swing by Venus and drop off the Talmoeba. Not sure how I'll seat it. But I have a few ideas. The simplest is just wad up a ball of Talmoeba-infested astrophage and throw it at Venus like a softball. Hey, underhand, yeah! The astrophage will absorb the heat and re-entry, and the Talmoeba will be released into the wild. Then I'll have a field day. Venus must be astrophage central by now, and Lord knows Talmoeba can get right to work once they find their prey. I check my food stores. I'm still on schedule. I have another 3 months of real edible food packs left, and then I'll be on the coma slurry from then on. I think I might eat the coma slurry first. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably separate it, like just not eat the real food, like half of rotate it. You know what I mean? Rotate! Pivot! Sorry. I'm reluctant to go back into coma. I've got my genes to survive, and so did Yao and Ilyanka. Why risk death if I don't have to? Also, I can't be 100% sure I correctly reprogrammed the course navigation. I think it's right. Whenever I spot check, I'm still on course towards home. What if something goes wrong while I'm in a coma? What if I wake up and I miss the solar system by a light year? But between isolation, loneliness, and disgusting food, I might be willing to take those risks. We'll see. Speaking of loneliness, my thoughts turn back to Rocky, my only friend now. Seriously, he's my only friend. I didn't have much social life back when things were normal. Sometimes I'll grab dinner with the faculty and staff at school. I have the occasional Saturday night beer with an old college friend. But thanks to time dilation, when I get home, all those folks will be a generation older than me. Like Dimitri. He was probably my favorite of the whole Hail Mary gang. But who knows what he's up to now? Heck, Russia and the United States might be at war. Or they might be allies in war. Heck, I have no idea. I climb the ladder to the control room. I sit in the pilot seat and bring up the nav panel. I really shouldn't do this, but it's become a bit of a ritual. I shut off the spin drive and coast. Gravity immediately disappears, but I hardly notice. I'm used to it. With the spin drives off, I can safely use the petroscope. I scan around in space for a bit. I know where to look. I quickly find it, a little dot of the Petrova frequency light, the Blip A engines. If I were within 100 kilometers of that light, my entire ship would be vaporized. I'm on one side of the system and he's on the other. Heck, Tau Ceti itself, just like a light bulb in the distance. But I can still see clearly now and make out Blip A's engine flare. He's using light as the propeller releases a simple, absurd amount of power. Sorry about that. Maybe something we could use in the future. Maybe Earth and Erid communication with massive release of Petrova thanks to the astrophage. I wonder how much it would take to make a flash visible from 40 Iridan We talk about Morse code or something. They have a copy of Wikipedia now. They work out what they were up to. The flashes. Our conversation would be slow. 40 Earth is 16 light years away from Earth. So if we send a message like, "Hey, how you doing?" it would be 32 years before we got their reply. I stare at a little point of light on the screen. I'll be able to track him for quite a while. I know their ship will be given in a moment. He'll use the exact flight plan I gave him. He trusts my science as much as I trust his engineering. But after a few months, the Petrovoscope won't be able to see the light anymore. Not because the light is too dim. It's a very sensitive instrument. It won't be able to see him because our relative velocities will cause the red shift in light coming off his drives. It won't be Petrova wavelength anymore when it gets to me. What? Would I do a ridiculous amount of relativistic math to calculate our relative velocity at any given moment as perceived by my inertia reference frame, and then do the Lorentz transformation to figure out the light from his engines and drop out of the Petrovoscope perception range? Just so I know how much longer I can see my friend in the distance? Wouldn't that be kind of pathetic? Yeah. Okay. My sad little daily ritual is over. I turn off the Petrovoscope and fire up the spin drives again. I check my dwindling supply of real food. I've been on the road now for 32 days now. According to my calculations, 51 days from now, I'll be completely reliant on coma slurry. I go to the dormitory computer. Coma. Provide coma food substance sample. The mechanical arm reach in their supply and come back with a bag of white powder and drop it on the bunk. I pick up a bag. Of course it's powder. Why would they include liquid in the long-term storage? Water system on the Hail Mary is a closed loop. Water goes in me, it comes out of me in various ways, and then it's purified and reused. Yummy! Hey, what's up, Q? What's up, what's up, what's up? And then reused. I take a package to the lab, open it up, and pour some powder into a beaker. Add a little water, and give it a stir, and it becomes a milky white slurry. I give it a sniff. It doesn't really smell like anything, so I take a sip. It takes an effort, but I resist the urge to spit it out. It tastes like aspirin, that nasty pill-like taste. I'm going to have to eat this bitter pill chow every meal for several years. Yummy! Maybe a coma isn't that bad. I set the beaker aside. I'll deal with that misery when time comes. For now, I'm going to work on the beetles. I have 4 little Talmuba farms, courtesy of Rocky. Each one is a steelish capsule no larger than my hand. I say steelish because it's some mirrored in only alloy steel that humans haven't invented yet. It's much harder than any metal alloys that we have, but not harder than diamond cutting tools. We went back and forth on the mini farming case. The obvious first choice was to make it out of xenonite. The problem is, how would our scientists get in? None of our tools would be able to cut it. The only option would be extremely high heat, and that risks harming the Talmuba inside. I suggested a xenonite container with a lid, something I could clamp down tight like a pressure door. Leave instructions on the USB stick of how to safely open it. Rocky rejected that idea right away. No matter how good the seal was, it wouldn't be perfect. Over the 2 years that the farm experienced during the trip, enough air could leak out and suffocate the Talmuba inside. He insisted the whole farm be a single, completely sealed container. Probably a good idea. So we settled on iridium steel. It's strong, it doesn't oxidize easily, and it's extremely durable. Earth can cut it open with a diamond saw. And hey, they can probably analyze it too, learn how to make their own. Everyone wins. His approach to the farms itself was simple. Inside, there was an active colony of Talmuba in the Venus-like atmosphere. And there's also a coil of very thin, steelish tubing filling the astrophage. The Talmuba can only get to the outermost layer, so they'll have to work their way down the tube, which is a total length of about 20 meters. So basic experimentation tells us that will last the small Talmuba population several years. As for waste products, they'll just stew in their own poo. The capsule will be given methane and lose carbon dioxide over time, but it doesn't matter. Though in small amount volume by human standards, it's vast, gigantic cavern of the tiny little microbes inside. The Beatles have been priority for me. I want them ready for launch at a moment's notice, just in case there's a catastrophic problem with the Hail Mary. But I don't want to send them off if there isn't a mission critical problem. The closer we are to Earth when they launch, the better their odds of making it there safely. In addition to installing the mini farms, I also have to refuel the little boogers. I used almost half their fuel when they served as my ad hoc engines for the Hail Mary, but they all only use 60 kilograms of astrophage. Each will be full, barely a drop in the bucket compared to my supply imported Iridian-made astrophage. The hardest part is opening the Beetle little fuel bay. Like everything else around here, it wasn't intended for reuse. It's like adding fresh butane to a big lighter. It's just not meant for that. It's completely sealed, and I have to clamp it in the mill and use a 6mm bit to get in. It's a whole big thing, but I'm getting good at it. I finished John and Paul today. John and Paul yesterday. Today I'm working on Ringo, and time permitting George. What about Jim? Whatever happened to Jim? George will be the easiest. I don't need to refuel him. I never used him as an engine. I just have to attach the mini farm. Figure out where to put the mini farm on the other matter. Even with the small size, it's too big to fit inside the little probe. That's what she said. So I epoxied it to the undercarriage. Then I spot welded the small counterweight into the top beetle. The computer inside has very strong options about the center point of mass and the probe. It is. It's easier to add a counterweight than completely reprogram a guidance system, which brings up the matter of weight. The additional weight of the farm makes the beetles weigh 1 kilogram more than they should. That's okay. I remember countless meetings with Steve Hatch discussing design. He's a weird little guy, but he's a heck of a rocket scientist. He's just got a little wabi-sabi. The beetles know their location in space by looking at the stars. And if they have less fuel than they're expected to have, they taper their acceleration down as needed. In short, they'll get home. They'll just take a little longer. I ran the numbers, and it's a trivial difference in Earth time, though the Beatles were experienced several additional months during the trips in the original plan. I go to the supply cabinet and put out a Boca, big old container of astrophage. It's a light-proof metal bin with wheels. There are several hundred kilograms of astrophage in there, and I'm 1.5 G's of gravity. That's why I added the wheels. You'd be amazed what you can do with the machine shop and a firm desire to not drag heavy stuff around. Hey, May, what's up? Say hey, May. I hold the handle with the towel because it's so hot. I wheel it over the table, settle in the chair. I get ready for a methodical refueling process. I get the plastic syringe ready, and with it, I can squirt 100 milliliters of astrophage into that 6 milliliter per shot. That's about 600 grams, all told. I have to do it about 200 times per beetle. I open the Boca and, I wince and draw away from the container. It smells horrible. Horrible. Ugh, I say. Why does it smell like that? Then it hits me. I know that smell. That's the smell of dead, rotting astrophage. The Talmeba are loose again. Bum, bum, bum! Shit britches! Motherfucker! Some bitch! Some bitch! Somewhere else! What do we got? No, Rebecca! Again!
I'm Chode Barlow.
And I'm Jonas, and we have a song for you.
I'm a chud, I'm a chud, I'm a fat little chud.
What are you
Playing
doing,
League all day
Chud?
Until the sun comes up. I'm a chud, I'm a chud, I'm a fat little chud. Why would I get a job when I can live with my mom?
Rebecca, she trying, y'all. She is trying. What is happening? What is happening? I don't know. Last letter. Maybe if I get last letter going, that'll get Sean back for good. Nah, I'm just playing. All right, here we go. Chapter 27. I leap from the stool, but I don't have a plan. Okay, don't panic, I tell myself. Think clearly, then act. The Boca is still hot. That means there's a lot of living astrophage still in there. I caught it early. That's good. Not because of the Boca. It's toast. I'll never be able to sort out the Talmeba from the astrophage in there. but it means that however the heck the Talmiba got in there, this is very recent and hopefully hasn't reached the ship's fuel. Yes, that's a priority number one. Don't let the Talmiba into the fuel base. Last time they got in there was because of various microscopic leaks in the system, but it hadn't gotten in there from the crew's compartment where I brought it aboard. Yeah, there wasn't much overlap between the fuel system and the crew compartment. There's just one place like that and the culprit can transfer. Life support. If the ship's too cool, it runs air across the coils filled with astrophage to warm it up. A breach of one of those coils would likely do it. Luckily for me, I've had a big pile of 96 degrees Celsius astrophage in the lab from keeping the crew compartment so warm that the ship has to use the air conditioning system. Okay, now I have a plan. I scamper up the ladder to the control room. I bring the life support panel and I look at the logs. As I suspected, the heater hasn't been turned on in over a month. I deactivate the heater entirely. It shows it disabled, but I don't trust it. I go to the primary breaker box. It's under the pilot seat. I find the breaker for the heating system and I flick it off. Okay, I say. I get back in the seat and I check the fuel panel. The fuel bays all seem to be in good shape. The temperature is correct. It wouldn't take long for Talmiba to run wild and everything in the fuel bay. I know that for darn certain. If they were affected, they'd be colder than that. I bring up the spin drive controls and shut the engines off. The floor drops from under me as I return to weightlessness. I probably don't need to shut them off, but for now, I don't want the fuel doing anything. If there's Talmiba in any fuel line, I want to stay over there, not to pump it all over the ship. Okay, I say again. Okay, more thinking. How do I get it loose? That's what she said. I sterilized every part of the ship with nitrogen before getting a gram of astrophage from Rocky. The only Talmiba aboard are in the sealed mini farms on the Beetles in the sealed xenonite breeder tanks. No time for science questions. I can speculate on the cause later. Right now, I have an engineering problem. I wish Rocky were here. I always wish Rocky were here. Nitrogen, I say. I don't know how the Talmiba got out, but I need them dead. Talmiba 82.5 can handle 8.25% oxygen. Nitrogen, 8.25% nitrogen at 0.02 atmospheres. Maybe a little higher, but it definitely can't handle 100% nitrogen at the cruise compartment of 0.33 atmosphere. That works out to 200 times this lethal dose of nitrogen. I float to the breaker box and I shut off everything related to life support. Immediately, the emergency lights sound and the red lights are on. I kick across the control room. The emergency systems breaker box is shut off as all those emergency systems breaker box and shut those all off as well. The monster alarm is annoying. The master alarm is annoying. So I silence it on the main interface panel. I fly down to the panel and throw open my gas cylinder supply cupboard. I have about 10 kilograms of nitrogen gas in my single canister. Again, I owe my life to DeBraw's preferred method of suicide. I don't remember all the details about life support system, but I know it has a manual overpress valves. The ship simply will not allow more than 0.33 atmospheres if all else fails, which it will, because I shut the emergency systems down. It'll vent excess pressure into space. I can't just release the nitrogen and hope for the best. I want to get rid of the existing oxygen first. I thought of messing with this stuff. I want 100% nitrogen in here. I want to make this ship so utterly toxic to Talmiba that it has no chance of survival, even if it's hiding under some goop somewhere. I want nitrogen so suffice through it. Nitrogen everywhere. Everywhere! I grab the nitrogen cylinder and kick off the floor and float back up to the control room. I throw open the airlock inner door and I get in the Orin suit faster than I ever have in the past. Whoosh, whoosh, suit on. Whoosh, bam. See how fast? Bam! I woke the cat up, sorry. I boot up everything and don't even bother with the self-check. No time. I leave the inner airlock open and turn the manual emergency valve on the outer door. The ship's air hisses away into space. The primary emergency life support systems power down. They're unable to replace the lost gases. Now, I wait. It takes a surprising long time for the ship to lose all its air. In movies, if there's a breach, everyone schmies immediately. Or the muscular hero plugs the hole with his bicep or something. Yeah, baby. Ooh, the bicep plug. Yeah, that's legit. But in real life, Air just doesn't move that fast. The emergency valve of the airlock is 4 centimeters across. It seems like a pretty big hole to have in your spaceship, right? It took 20 minutes for the ship's air pressure to drop from 10% of its original value, and it's dropping very slowly now. I think it's a logarithmic function. So in the middle of this emergency, I just have to stand here with my tank in hand. Okay, 10% is close enough, I say. Close to the airlock emergency valve to reseal the ship. Then I open the nitrogen tank. So now, instead of listening to the hiss of the airlock, I listen to the hiss of the nitrogen tank. There's a lot of hissing going on. Not much difference there. Again, a bit of a wait, but not as long this time. Probably because the pressure inside the nitrogen tank was a lot higher than the pressure on the ship. Whatever. Point is, in short, order the ship back to 0.33 atmospheres of pressure. But it's almost entirely nitrogen. A funny thing, I'd be perfectly comfortable if I took the AVA suit off. I'd breathe without any problems right until I schmied. There's nowhere near enough oxygen for me to survive. I want that nitrogen to permeate everything it can. I want it to get into every crevice, wherever Talmeba are lurking. I want them found and schmilled. Go forth, my N2 minions, and cause destruction, for cry havoc! Let's slip the nitrogen of war. I head down to the lab and check out the Boca. I left in a hurry. I forgot to seal the vat. Unfortunately, astrophagia, this gunky stuff. Surface tension and inertia kept it inside. I close the lid and bring it to the airlock. I jettison the whole thing. I probably could have saved the surviving astrophage in that vat. I could have babbled the nitrogen through the slurge and made sure it get all a little bit, Talmeba lurking inside. But why take a chance? I have over 2 million kilograms of astrophage. There's no point in risking the whole mission just to save a few hundred. I wait 3 hours, then I flick the breaker back on. After a period of initial panic, the life support system gets the air back to normal thanks to the ship's copious oxygen reserves. I have to isolate every source of Talmeba on this ship, preferred before life support system finishes pumping out the nitrogen. Why not do it before getting back to normal air? Because it'd be a lot easier and faster without wearing an EVA suit. I need my hands to do this, not my hands inside bulky gloves. I climb out of the Orion and fly down to the lab. The nitrogen cylinder in my hand. First up, a breeder farms. I put each of the 10 farms in a large plastic bins. I install a little valve in each bin. Epoxy can do anything. I pump in nitrogen. If any of the farms have a leak, the nitrogen will get in and kill everything. Any farm that's behaving properly, keep it airtight. Won't have any problems. The bins are airtight to begin with, but I sealed them with duct tape anyway. I deliberately overpressure them by just a little bit. The sides and tops bulge out, and if any of the farms leak, they'll be visible apparently because the bulge will disappear. Next up, the beetles and their mini farms. John and Paul have already their mini farms installed. I put the isolation bins just like I did with the breeder farms. I was working on Ringo when the poop hit the fan. More poops hitting the fan? So that mini farm, the one intended for George, that are uninstalled, I put that together in another isolation bin. I taped everything to the walls. I don't want any of the bins to float around. They might bump into something sharp. The lab is in shambles. I was halfway through disassembling. Thank you. Ringo, when I shut off the spin drives, tools, beetles, and all manner of other junk float around. I'll have to clean that up without the aid of gravity before I can even take a break. Well, this sucks, I mumble. Ah! What the hell? Oh! Another spin. All right. Turn around every night and then I fall apart. And I need you more tonight. Ooh, and I need you more. The book of, it's the book of Azrael. All right, book of Azrael and the Shadow Boy. right, folks, we are on chapter 28. We only got 3 more to go. That's right, folks, 3 more to go in Project Hail Mary. I want to thank everybody for coming out, stopping by with me. We got like 6 people hanging out with me down in the Tiki Talkie. We got like 4 people over on the Ubi Tubi. I seriously want to thank all y'all for hanging out with me out there on the Ubi Tubi and the Tiki Talkie. Yeah, we got them shadow daddies. Seriously, I know this has been kind of crazy having to see me every night, and I know it's not our normal stories, but seriously, everybody coming out, hanging out with me, it means a lot. It really does, y'all. Just thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna get back into this before I just go on another one. What did Q? What'd you had to do? What'd you had to do, Q? What happened? Cool water, hot, had to. Did I miss something? What? Oh, you had to see me? Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, you want to you having to see Lady Liz. She busy right now. She gonna come out later, I promise. You don't have to see me. You so kind. You choose. They're all okay. You know what? Oh, I got you. Okay, I got you. Okay, see, now I'm learning who's who. See, I got to learn who's who on what. Okay, Aphrodite, I got that. Q, you got it. You keep you be Q. I had to install a valve that I have to let the air out because Q, you be blowing my head up. I got to knock it down. You blow my head up all the time. You always motivate. You always pumping me up. I'm just saying. I appreciate it. All right, chapter 28. All right, it's been 3 days since a great Tamibo escaped. It's been 3 days since you looked at me. Okay. Stop stimming. Okay, the great Tamibo escape. I've taken no chances. I've manually shut off all the fuel bays, completely segregated each one from the fuel system. Then one take at a time, I opened it, collected all the astrophage samples from the line. I checked it in a microscope for tau amoeba contamination. Thankfully, all 9 tanks passed the test. I bought the spin drives back online, and I'm cruising along at 1.5. Then where do they come from if they're all... where do they come from? I clobber together a tau amoeba alarm. I set it to alarm me if this happens again. I should have done that in the first place, but hindsight is 2020. It's a slide of astrophage, the same as I use the tau amoeba farms, but with a light on one side and as a light sensor on the other. The whole system is exposed to the open air of the lab. If tau amoeba get a hold of that astrophage, they'll eat it. The slide will turn clear, and the light sensor will start beeping. So far, no beeping. The slide remains jet black. Now that things have calmed down from the problem it's contained, I can start asking the million-dollar question. How did the tau amoeba get loose? For real, inquiring minds want to know. I put my hands on my hip. I put my hands upon my hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I put my hand upon my hip. When you... Okay, sorry. Which one of you did this, I say? None of these make sense. The farms worked for months without any hints of leaks. The mini farms are hermetically sealed capsules. Maybe some rogue tau amoeba were lurking on the ship since the last outbreak back at Adrian. Somehow I didn't find the astrophage until just now. No, from our experience, Rocky and I learned that tau amoeba can only last about a week without food before it starves to death. And they're not a big of moderation. Either they were wildly breeded and consumed all the astrophage to be found, or they aren't present at all. One of these containers must be leaking. I just can't jettison everything. I need these tau amoeba to save Earth. So what do? I have to figure out which is the problem. I can check each of these farms the best I can. Since they're in these bins, I can't operate out on any of the controls. But I don't need to. They're fully automated. It's pretty simple. System. Rocky tends to find elegant solutions to complex problems. The farm monitors the air temperature inside. If it drops below 96.415 degrees Celsius, it means there are no more astrophage because the tau amoeba ate it. So it pumps in a little more astrophage. Simple as that. And the system keeps track of how often it is forced to feed them. From there, it takes a very rough approximation of tau amoeba population inside. It adjusts the astrophage feeding rate as needed to control the population. And of course, it has a readout to tell us its current state. I check each farm's readout. Each one shows 96.415 degrees Celsius with a population estimate of 10 million Talmiba. Exactly what they're supposed to read. If his display, tap the display. Just tap it in. Little tap the display. Tap the display. I say. The pressure inside those farms is way lower than the nitrogen pressure surrounding them. If any of those farms had a leak, the nitrogen would get in, and pretty soon the Talmiba would all die. But they haven't, and it's been 3 days. The breeder farms aren't leaking. It must be the mini farms. But how the heck did the microbe work its way through the 0.5 centimeter of iridium steel? Rocky knows what he's doing, and he knows about iridium steel. If it wasn't good for holding microbes in place, he'd know. They don't have Talmiba on Irid. But they definitely have other microbes. This isn't new to them. Although this leads me to something that would normally be considered impossible. Rocky made an engineering mistake. What? He never makes mistakes. Not when it comes to creating things. He's one of the most talented engineers in the entire planet. He couldn't have messed up. Could he? I need definitive proof. I make more astrophage test slides. They're super handy on Talmiba detection and easy to make. I start with the bin containing 2 mini farms, the one intended for George and Ringo. They certainly seem sealed. Just a capsule shape of metal. All sorts of stuff going on inside. The smooth iridium steel on the outside. I peel the duct tape off the corner of the box. I pry open the lid and throw the astrophage slide in, then reseal everything. Experiment number 1. Make sure I didn't accidentally breed some super Talmiba that can live through pure nitrogen. Another fun fact I've learned, once Talmiba get a hold of an astrophage slide, it'll be crystal clear in a couple of hours. So I wait a couple of hours and the slide is still black. Okay, good. No super Talmiba. I unseal the bin, open the lid, and let the air out for a minute. Then I reseal it. The nitrogen content in there will be normal way. There's way less than Talmiba than 82.5 needs to worry about. If there's a leak in those mini farms, the slide will tell the tale. 1 hour, no result. 2 hours, no result. I take a sample of air inside the bin just to be sure. The nitrogen level is nearly 0, so that's not an issue. I seal it up and I give it another hour. Nothing. Many farms aren't leaking. At least the ones intended for George and Ringo aren't. Maybe the leak was one of the mini farms I've installed. They're just glued to the outside of John and Paul. They're not protected by the Beatles' hull or anything, or repeat the Talmiba detection experiment with John and Paul's bins. I get the same results. No Talmiba at all. Okay. Time for the ultimate test. I remove John, Paul, and the 2 uninstalled mini farms from quarantine. I set them on the lab table next to my Talmiba alarm. I'm pretty sure they're clean. But if they aren't, I want to know right away. I turn my attention to even late culprits in the breeder farm. If Talmiba can't escape the iridium steel, they definitely can't get through xenonite. 1 centimeter of that stuff can effortlessly hold Rocky's 29 atmospheres of pressure. It's harder than diamond, and also, somehow, not brittle. But I need to be thorough. I repeat the astrophage slide test with all 10 breeder farm bins. There's no point in doing it one at a time. I'll pipeline the whole process. Now all 10 of the farms are in sealed bins, full of normal air, and have astrophage slides inside. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's a good time to take a break and sleep. I leave them overnight to see what happens. I bring the bedding up from the dormitory to the lab. My Talmiba detector alarm goes off. If my Talmiba detector alarm goes off, I want to be darn sure it wakes me up. I'm too pooped to work with a louder solution, so I'll just bring my ears closer to the lab and call it a night. I drift off to sleep. It feels wrong to sleep without something watching me. I wake up about 6 hours later. Coffee! The nanny arms are downstairs in the dormitory, so of course I get no response. Oh, right. I sit up and stretch. I get up, shuffle over to the quarantine zone. Let's see how those Talmiba farm tests are doing. I check the first farm astrophage slides. It's completely clear, so I move on to the next. Wait, it's clear. I'm still not 100% awake. My eyes take another look. It's clear. Talmiba got to the slide. He got out of the breeder farm. I spin the Talmiba alarm on the table. It's not beeping, but I remember to get a visual. The astrophage slide is still black. I take a Deep breath and let it out. Okay. I run to the quarantine zone and check the other farms. Every single one of them has a clear slide. The farms are leaking. All of them are leaking. Dun, dun, dun. The mini farms are fine. They're sitting on the lab table right there next to the Talmiba alarm. I rubbed the back of my neck. I found the problem, but I don't understand it. The Talmiba are getting out of the farms, but how? If there was a crack in the xenite, the overpressure nitrogen would have got inside and killed everything. All 10 farms have happy, healthy Talmiba population. So what gives? I climb down the dormitory and have breakfast. I stare at the xenonite wall that once housed Rocky's wear shop. The wall is there, but with the hole cut where you requested. I'm using the area mainly as storage. I chew on my breakfast burrito, trying to ignore the fact that I'm one meal closer to a coma slurry. I stare at the hole. I imagine I'm a Talmiba. I'm millions of times larger than a nitrogen atom. But I can get through a hole of nitrogen. But I can get through a hole the nitrogen atom can't. How? And where did the hole come from? I am starting to get a bad feeling, a suspicion really. What if Talmiba can, for a lack of a better description, work their way around molecules of xenonite? What if there's no hole at all? We tend to think of solid materials as magic barriers, but not on molecule scale, but at the molecular scale, they're not. They're strands of molecules or lattices of atoms, or both. When we get down to the teeny tiny realm, and solid objects are more like thick jungles than brick walls. I can work my way through a jungle, no problem. I may have to climb over bushes, weave around trees, and duck under branches, but I can make it. Imagine 1,000 tennis ball launches at the edge of a jungle aimed at a random direction. How deep in the jungle will the tennis ball get? Most of them won't get past the first few trees. Some may get lucky bounces and go a little deeper in. That's what she said. A few stiller may get multiple lucky bounces. But soon, even the luckiest tennis ball runs out of energy. You'd be hard-pressed to find any tennis ball 50 feet into the jungle. Now let's say it's a mile wide. You can make it to the other side. There's just no chance a tennis ball can. That's the difference between Talmiba and nitrogen. The nitrogen is just moving in a line, bouncing off stuff like the tennis ball. It's inert. But the Talmiba, like me, it has stimulus response capabilities. It senses its environment and takes directional action based on the sensory input. We already know it can find astrophage and move towards it. It definitely has senses, but nitrogen atoms ruled by entropy. Ruled by entropy. They won't exert effort to do anything. I can walk uphill, but a tennis ball can roll so far before it rolls back. All that seems really weird. How can Talmiba from planet Adrian know how to carefully navigate its way through xenonite, a technological invention from planet Erid? It doesn't make sense. Life forms don't evolve traits for no reason. Talmiba lives in the upper atmosphere. Why would it develop the ability to work through the dense molecular structures? What evolutionary reason could there be? I draw my burrito. I know the answer. I don't want to admit it to myself, but I know the answer. Because they want to escape! They want to escape! I look back to the lab and perform a nerve-wracking experiment. The experiment itself isn't nerve-wracking. I'm just worried the results will be what I expected. I still have Rocky's astro torch. This is the only thing in the ship that can get hot enough to disassociate xenonite. There's plenty of xenonite to be had throughout the ship, thanks to Rocky's tunnel system. I cut the dormitory divider wall. I can cut a little bit off at a time. Don't have to wait for life support to cool things back down. The astro torch makes a lot of heat. In the end, I have 4 rough circles, each a couple of inches across. Yes, inches. When I'm stressing out, I revert to the imperial units. It's hard to be an American, okay? And it's hard to be an American when I'm stuck out up in space. I take them up to the lab and put together an experiment. I smear some astrophage on one of the circles and put another circle on top of it. An astrophage sandwich. Delicious. but only if you can get through the xenonite bread. I epoxy the two halves together. I make identical sandwich, and then I make another two similar sandwich. But instead of xenonite, I use ordinary plastic discs that I cut from a mill stock. Okay, 4 hermetically sealed astrophage samples, 2 with xenonite discs, 2 with plastic discs, all 4 of them sealed with epoxy. I get 2 clear sealable containers and I set them up on the lab table. I put a xenonite sandwich down and a plastic sandwich in the other container. In each sample cabinet, I have a few metal vials full of nature Talamoeba, the original stuff from Adrian, not the Talamoeba, 8.25 version. I set the vial in one container, open it up, and quickly seal the experiment. This is a very dangerous road we're about to go down. At least I know how to contain a Talamoeba outbreak if it happens. As long as I have nitrogen, I'm okay. I go to the breeder tank in one quarantine zone, and I use a syringe to get the Talamoeba infected in the air bin. Then I immediately flood the bin with nitrogen. I tape over the hole made by the syringe. Back to the lab table. I close up the container and use the syringe to inject Talamoeba 82.5 in. Again, I seal the hole with tape. I rest my chin in my hands and I peer into the box. Okay, you sneaky little punks, let's see what you can do. It takes a couple of hours, but I finally see the results. They're exactly what I expect the opposites to be. They're exactly opposite of what I'd hoped. It shakes my head. Dang it! The xenonite-covered astrophage and Talamoeba 82.5 experiment is gone. Plastic-covered astrophage remains unchanged. Meanwhile, in the other experiment, both astrophage samples are unharmed. What that mean? The control samples, the plastic discs, prove Talamoeba can't get through epoxy or plastic. But the xenonite sample tells a different story. Talamoeba 82.5 can work its way through xenonite, but natural Talamoeba can't. I'm so stupid! Shucky ducky 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 ducky. It's a book TikTok. It's a story. 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 I thought I was oh so clever all the time in the breeder tanks. Generation after generation of Talamoeba used to evolve my advance. Right? I made Talamoeba nitrogen resistant. I'm so awesome. Let me know when I can pick up my Nobel Prize. Ugh. I made a strain of Talamoeba that could survive nitrogen. But evolution doesn't care what I want. And it doesn't just do one thing at a time. I bred a bunch of Talamoeba that are evolved to survive the xenonite breeder tanks. Sure, it has nitrogen resistance, but evolution has a sneaky way of working a problem from every angle. So not only did they again resist to nitrogen, they figured out how to hide from nitrogen by sneaking into the xenonite itself. Why wouldn't they, those little Talamoebas? Xenonite is a complicated chain of proteins and chemicals, and I have hopes of understanding. But I guess Talamoeba has a way of worming its way in. There's a nitrogen apocalypse going in the breeder farm. If you can get xenonite walls deep enough that the nitrogen can't reach you, you get to survive. Talamoeba can't get through ordinary plastic. It can't get enough epoxy resin. It can't get through plastic glass. It can't get through glass. It can't get through metal. Not even sure if it could get through a Ziploc bag. But thanks to me, Talamoeba 82.5 can get through xenonite! Rocky! I took a life form and I knew nothing about the used technology. I didn't understand to modify it. Of course, there were unintended consequences. It was arrogant of me to assume I could predict everything. I take a deep breath and I let it out. Okay, this isn't the end of the world. In fact, it's the opposite. The Talamoeba can permeate xenonite. No problem. I'll store it in something else. It's still nitrogen resistant. It doesn't need xenonite to survive. I tested it thoroughly in my glass lab equipment back when we first isolated the strain. It still did the thing on Venus and 3 World. Everything is fine. I glance back at the breeder farms. Yeah, fine. I'll make a big farm out of metal. It's not that hard. I have a mill and raw material I need. God knows I have spare time. I'll salvage the operation equipment from farm Rocky made. Only the casing is xenonite. Everything else in metal and stuff. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I just need to put it into a different car. Yeah, I reassured myself. Yeah, this is okay. I just need to make a box that can maintain Venetian atmosphere. All of the hard stuff is already done, thanks to Rocky. Rocky! I feel a sudden surge of nausea. I had to sit on the floor, put my head between my legs. Rocky has the same strain of Talmeba aboard his ship. It's stored in xenonite farms like mine. All critical bulkheads of his ship, including the fuel tanks, are made of xenonite. There's nothing standing between Talmeba and his fuel. Oh, God. Chapter 29. Woo! Got 2 more chapters, folks. 2. Oh, no, I turned it off. 2 more chapters. Woo-wee! All right, what do we got? Oh. What is happening? What is happening?
I'm Chode Barlow.
And I'm Jonas, and we have a song for you.
I'm a chud, I'm a chud, I'm a fat little chud, playing League all day until the sun comes up. I'm a chud, I'm a chud, I'm a fat little chud. Why would
Ladies
I
and
get a
gentlemen, boys
job
and
when I can live
girls,
with my mom?
Ooh, playing with my hair. Ooh.
He loves this guy.
She's fingering my head. That's what she did. Frank said.
Make it a
Banana.
banana.
I mean, I don't know using but I just know button. Did you see the message from Dr. Lego in the Discord? I think she said she sent you a friend request private message. I don't know. I believe so. All right. Here.
Going. I was editing a video.
She was edited in the video. All right, chapter 29. We only got 2 chapters left, folks. Let's get to it.
Bananas.
I made the new Talmeba farm, sheet aluminum, and some basic milling on the CNC mill. It wasn't a problem. Rocky's ship is a problem. I've been watching his engine flare every day now for the past month. Now it's gone. I float in the control room. The spin drives are off. The Petrova scope is set to maximum sensitivity. There's some random Petrova wavelength coming from Tau Ceti itself, as always. And even that's dim. The star, almost as bright as Earth's sun, now looks just a little faster than usual. The night light. Usual dot in the night sky. You want to put your arms on?
What?
Put your armrests on?
I need the screws.
Oh, thought you had them. But aside from... Was what pack? I don't know. I didn't do this. You did this.
I left the 4 screws that belonged in here in the cardboard thing with the plastic thing so they would be sealed and together, and it was on my table last time.
I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't. But aside from that, nothing. I am way too far away to detect the Tau Ceti Adrian Petrova line, and a blip A is nowhere to be seen. And I know right where it should be, down to the milli-arc second, and from there, its the engine should be lighting up my scope. If we can't find them, you can use the ones from the new one because you're gonna have to make one from there anyway, right? Yeah, and I don't even know what you're talking about. I did not see that there. Okay, I know what you're talking about. I did not see that there. I did not see that there. Sorry. I ran the numbers again and again. I thought I'd already proven my farmers correctly by daily observation of his progress. There's nothing there. No blip from blip A. There's a derelict out there. His Talmeba escaped in their enclosure and wormed their way into his fuel base. From there, they ate everything. Millions of kilograms of astrophage gone in a matter of days. He's smart. Hey, see, I told you I did.
Smart.
I told you I didn't touch him. I
didn't
did not
throw him
touch him.
away.
I didn't throw him away this time. He's smart. He surely has the fuel compartmentalized, but these compartments aren't made of xenonite, right? Yeah, 3 days. If the ship were damaged, he'd fix it. There's nothing Rocky can't fix. He works fast. 5 arms whipping around, often doing unrelated things. He could be dealing with a massive amoeba infection. But how long would it take? He has plenty of nitrogen. He can harvest as much as he wants from his ammonia atmosphere. Let's assume he did that as soon as he noticed the contagion. How long would it take him to get things back online? Not this long. Whatever may happen, if Blip A could be fixed, he would have fixed it by now. The only explanation for it is still being dead in space. That is, if he had no fuel. He wasn't able to stop the amoeba in time. I put my head in my hand. I can go home. I really can. I can return and spend the rest of my life a hero. Statues, parades, etc. I'll be in a new world, a whole new world order where energy problems are solved, cheap, easy, renewable energy everywhere, thanks to astrophage. I can track down Strat, tell her where to shove it. But then Rocky dies. And more important, Rocky's people die. Billions of them. I'm this close. I just need to survive 4 years. Yeah. I'll be nasty. It'll be nasty eating coma slurry, but I'll be alive. My annoying logical mind points out the other options. Launch the Beatles, all 4 of them, within their own Talmiba mini farms and the USB stick full of data and finding. Earth scientists will take it from there. Then turn the Hail Mary around, find Rocky, and take him home to Irid. One problem. It means I die. I have enough food to survive the trip to Earth, or I have enough to survive the trip to Irid. But even if the Iridans refuel the Hail Mary right away, there won't be enough food for me to survive the trip back to Earth from Irid. I only have a few months of fuel left at this point. I can't grow anything. I don't have any viable seeds or living materials or plant material. I can't eat Iridan food. Too many heavy metals and other major toxins. So that's what I'm left with. Option 1, go home a hero and save all humanity. Option 2, go to Irid, save an alien species, and starve to death shortly after. I pull my hair, I sob into my hands. It's cathartic and exhausting. All I see when I close my eyes is Rocky's dumb caprice and his little awkward fidgeting with something. It's been 6 weeks since I made my decision. It wasn't easy, but I'm sticking with it. What are you laughing at? 6 weeks since it looked at me. Earlier I did that too. Trust me, I've been music stimming all night. It has been wild.
Was that from American Pie?
It was a song on the radio,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah, I
it
think it was
also-
American Pie. I bring you chicken. I got down with chicken.
I would have. Speaking of, hey man, nice shot.
Oh, hey, what's up, Lauren? That's funny.
I love you.
All right, I'm sticking with it. I had the spin drives off my daily ritual. I bring up the Petrovoscope and look into space. I see nothing. Sorry, Rocky, I say. Then a tiny speck of Petrovolite. I zoom in and search the area. A total of 4 little dots, barely visible around the monitor. I know you'd love a beetle to take apart, but I could spare one. The beetles with the much smaller spin drives won't be visible much longer, especially with them zooming off towards Earth and me heading almost the opposite direction toward Blip A. The astrophage coils into mini farms and will protect the Talmiba from radiation, and I did thorough testing to make sure both farms and the life inside could handle the massive acceleration the beetles use. They'll be back on Earth in a couple of years from their point of view, about 13 years from Earth time frame. I'll bring the spin drives back. I need to scoot over for you there, my love. You sure? Continue the course, find the spaceship. Somewhere just outside Talsetti is no small task. Imagine being given a rowboat and told to find a toothpick somewhere in the ocean. It's like that, but nowhere is easy. I know his course and I know his following, but I don't know where his engine's conked out. Only checked up on him once a day. Right now, I'm smack dab in the center of my best guess. In his positive, I've matched my best guesses in his velocity. But that's only the beginning. I have a heck of a search ahead of me. Excuse me. I wish I had to track more often because I don't know the exact time his engines died. Ah, the page turn.
Like, guys, tell me if my butt's hanging out. Shouldn't be.
No this butt. 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 I mean, unless. Anyway, where was I? Somewhere in the ocean like that is nowhere's easy. I know this course and I know he followed it. But I don't know when his engine's conked out. I only checked up on him once in the day right now. I'm smack dab in the center of my best guess. From his position, I've matched my best guess of his velocity. And that's only the beginning. I have a heck of a search ahead of me. I wish I had tracked him more often because I don't know the exact time his engines died. The margin of error on my guess is about 20 million kilometers. That's about 1/8 the distance between Earth and the Sun. It's a distance so large it takes light of a full minute to traverse it. That's the best I can do with the information I have. Frankly, I'm lucky the error of margin is so small. If the Talmiba had escaped a month later, it would have been exponentially worse. And all this is going at the edge of Tau Ceti system. Barely the beginning of the trip. The distance between Tau Ceti and Earth is over 4,000 times the width of the entire Tau Ceti system. Space is big. It's so big. So yeah, I'm extremely lucky to have only 20 million kilometers to search. I mumble. This is far away from Tau Ceti. His ship won't be reflecting much tau light. There's a chance I spot Blipé with my telescope. Side note, I'm going to die. Stop! I say. Whenever I think about my impending death, I think about Rocky instead. He must have a sense of hopelessness right now. I'm coming, buddy. Just wait. I'm sure he's sad. He's also not one to mope for long. He'll be working on a solution. What would he do? His whole species is on the line and he doesn't know I'm coming. He wouldn't just schmill himself, right? He'd do anything he could think of, even if it would be only a tiny % chance of success. Okay, I'm Rocky. My ship is dead. Maybe I rescue some astrophage. The Talmiba can't. I have gotten all of it, right? So I have some. Can I make my own beetle? Something to send back to Irid? I shake my head. That would require a guidance system, computer stuff, way beyond Irid and science. That's why they had a crew of 23 on the massive ship in the first place. Besides, it's been a month and a half. If we're going to build a little ship, it'd been done by now, and I would have seen the engines flare. Rocky moves fast. Okay, no beetle. He's got no energy. You got it? You need some help. Life support, food long enough, him to last long enough. Long time. Original crew of 23. That's always intended to be the round-trip voyage. Radio, I say? Maybe I'll make a radio signal. Something powerful enough to hear on Irid. Just a small chance of detection. But something. What's wrong? Can't get it in the hole?
No! Fuck your screwing.
Fuck my screwing? Yeah. Why is it my screwing, isn't it? You're screwing? I mean, I screw. I am. Alright. Iridans have a long lifespan. Waiting a decade or so for the rescue wouldn't be that big of a deal. Well, not life or death scale. If you ask me in a few years, I'd say it's not possible. Let me get this right over here. All right. I'd say it's not possible to send a radio signal 10,000 light years. But this is Rocky we're talking about, and I might have some rescue astrophage to power whatever he creates. It doesn't have to contain information, just needs to be noticed. There's no way. Just some back of the napkin math tells me that even with Earth's radio technology, which is better than Irid's, the strength of the signal at Irid would be way less than the background noise. Rocky will know that too, so there's no point. I wish I had a better radio. Mine is good for a few thousand kilometers. Obviously, that's nowhere near good enough. Rocky could probably whip something up if he were here. He's a little paradoxical, but I wish Rocky were here to help. Me? Save Rocky? Better radio, I mumble. Well, I have plenty of power. I have a radio system. Maybe I can work something out. But you can't just add power to an emitter. But you can't just add power to the emitter and expect things to go well. It'll burn out for sure. How can I turn astrophage energy into radio waves? I shoot from my pilot's seat. Duh! I have everything I need. The best radio ever. To heck with my built-in radar system with its measly emitter and sensors. I have spin drives and a petrovoscope. I just dropped the screw. What? I can throw 9,000 terawatts of IR light out at the back of my ship and see if any of it bounces back with the petrovoscope, an instrument carefully designed to detect even the smallest amounts of the exact frequency of light. I can have the petrovoscope engines in and out at the same time. That's okay. Rocky is a light minute away. It works up the research grid. It's pretty simple. I'll smack dab in the middle of my guesstimate on Rocky's location, so I'll have my search all directions. Easy enough. I fire up the spin drive. It takes manual control as usual. Requires me to say, yes, 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 and override a bunch of other warning dialogues. I throw throttle of fuel, turn hard to port, and yowl controls. The force shoves me back in the seat, and it's to the side. This is the astro-navigational equivalent of doing donuts in the 7-Eleven parking lot. I keep it tight. That's what she said. It takes me 30 seconds to do one full rotation. I'm roughly back where I started. Probably a few dozen kilometers off, but whatever. I cut the engines. Now, I watch the petrovoscope. It's not omnidirectional, but it can cover a good 90-degree arc of space and time. I slowly pan across space in the same direction and I shine the engine at the same rate. It's not perfect. I could get the timing wrong. If Rocky's very close or very far away, this won't work. But this is just my first try. I finish full circles with the petrovoscope. Nothing. I do. So I do another lap. Maybe Rocky is further than I thought. The second lap turns up nothing. I'm not done yet. Space is three-dimensional. I have only searched one flat side of the area. I pitched the ship forward. What the fluffernutter? I do the same search pattern again, but this time the plane of search pattern is 5 degrees different from my last. If I don't get hit on this pass, I'll do another 5 degrees, tilting again, and so on until I get to 90 degrees, when I have to search all directions. And if that doesn't work, I'll start over with the faster pan rate of the petrovoscope. I rub my hands together, take a sip of water, and get to work. A flash! I finally see a flash! Halfway through my Petrova pan, a 55-degree plane, a flash. I flail in surprise. What are you doing? You're moving the thing now. I know, because I'm trying to get it on. I'm sorry. I know I don't have to. But maybe I want to while I'm reading. Golly Moses. BBG then. All right. 55-degree plane, a flash. I flail in surprise, which launches me into the seat. I bounce around in zero-G control room and I scramble back into position. It's been slow going until now. I was bored as a guy could be. But not anymore. Crud! We're still saying crud, my guy. Come on. Where was it? Okay, relax. Calm down. I put my finger on the screen. I saw the blip. Check the petrovoscope. Why does this thing not want to sit right?
Because you have to line it up against the kind of.
Wait, I was putting it on inside. That's why I was having a hard time. I was putting it on wrong. I'm a dumbass. That's why mine wasn't going on. I was putting it on wrong. Anyway, calm down. I put my finger on the screen where I saw the blip. I check the Petrova bearing and I do the math work on the screen. I work the angle. It's 214 degrees yaw my current plane, which a 55 degree off the yaw of Tau Ceti. Adralian's elliptical orbit. Gotcha. Time for a better reading. I strap on my now worn, banged up stopwatch. 0G has not been kind to this little guy, but it still works. I take controls in the angle of my ship directly away from the contact. I start the stopwatch. I thrust a straight line for 10 seconds and I turn the shutdown in the engines and I'm moving something like 150 meters per second away from the contact. But that doesn't matter. I don't do what I want in zero out I don't want to zero out the velocity I just added. I want the betrothoscope. What's up? You need something? Oh, you look like I'm messing you up. Oh, you want the Allen right there? I stare out the screen with a stopwatch and tick away my hand. Soon I see the blip again. 28 seconds. The spot of lights remains for 10 seconds and disappears. I guarantee it's blip A, but whatever it is, it's my definite reflective of my spin drives. And it's 14 light seconds away. 14 seconds to get there, 14 seconds to get back equals 28 seconds. Haha. That works out to about 4 million kilometers. 1 point in trying to work out the objective's velocity by taking multiple readings. I don't have that kind of precision with my finger on the screen approach. But I have a heading. I can cover 4 million kilometers in 9.5 hours. I fist pump. Yes! I'm definitely going to die. I don't know why that is, I guess. Well, if it wasn't able to find Rocky, I set course for Earth. I'm surprised I put this much effort into it, actually. Whatever. I set course for where I saw the blip and fire up the engines. I don't need to account for relativity for one. Just high school physics. Just accelerate half the way, then decelerate the other half. I spend the next 9 hours clearing up, and I'm going to have to guess again. I hope Rocky will have to plug up all the holes I made in his xenonite walls, but that shouldn't be a problem. I assume the contact I got with the blip was not just random pieces of debris of space. I try not to think about it. Keep hope alive, and I'll hope all my junk out there in the xenonite area. Once I've done all that, I fidget a lot. I want to stop and do another sweep to confirm my heading, but I resist the urge. I just wait it out. It's turned into story time as we build a chair. What is happening? I stare at the aluminum Talamoeba farm on my lab, then slide the astrophage next to the Talamoeba alarm. Everything is going just fine. Maybe I could. Timer beats. I'm at the location. I scramble up the ladder to the control room and shut off the spin drives. I had the radar screen up before I can get the chair. I do a full active ping and full power. Come on, come on. Nothing. All right, I think I got them both in. No, I don't. Son of a bitch! Now one in. I just can't get this other one. I thought something like that might happen. A lot closer now, but still not in radar range. I traveled 4 million kilometer range just in 1,000 or so. My precision isn't 99.9%. It's a big surprise. Another time for the petroscope. Sweep. But this time, I don't have the luxury of a full light minute before me in contact, wherever this is. If I'm saying 100,000 kilometers away, I have less than a second before the light comes back to me, and I can't use a petroscope with the spin drives on. So now what? I need to create a bunch of astrophage light without turning off the petroscope. I look through the menu options. I don't find anything. There's no way I have to spin when... There's no way to have the spin on when the spin drives are running. There must be physical interlock somewhere. Somewhere aboard the ship is a wire leading to the spin drive's controls to the petroscope. I could spend the rest of my life looking for that, and I'll have no success. However, the main engines aren't the only spin drives I have. The altitude adjustment engines are little spin drives sticking out the Hail Mary. They let me yaw, pitch, and roll the ship. I wonder if the petroscope cares about them. I keep the scope on and do a quick roll left. The ship rolls and the scope stays active. Gotta love those edge cases. Though I'm sure someone on the design team thought the case, they probably decided the comparatively small output from the altitude drives wouldn't hurt the scope, and looking over the overall concept, it makes sense. The engines and altitude drives all point away from the ship and thus from the petroscope. The reason it shuts down when the main drives are on because of... Because of reflective light off the small amounts of cosmic dust. The reflective light from the far less powerful adjustment drives was deemed acceptable. those adjustment drives are still putting out little to vaporize steel. Putting out enough light to vaporize steel. Maybe they'll be light enough to light up Blip A. Oh my lord. Oh lord. Oh lord, y'all see that? She whipping things around over here. I think the front one wasn't fully in. Yeah, okay. I was waiting for the tool for that, but okay. Ladies and gentlemen, she says, fuck you, I don't need you, I do it myself. But those adjustment drives are still putting it out through the vaporized steel. Maybe they'll be enough to light up Blip A. On the petroscope, parallel to the port side yaw thruster. In fact, I can see the thruster itself to the bottom of the visible light mode image. I fire it up. There's definitely a visible glow to the petrova spectrum. A general haze near the thruster, like turning a flashlight on the fog. But after a few seconds, the haze dies down. It's still there, just not as prevalent. Probably dust and gas traces from the Hail Mary herself. Tiny particles of stuff drifting away from the ship. Once the thruster vaporized the ones nearby, things calmed down. I keep the thruster on and let the ship rotate its yaw axis as I watch a petroscope. Now I have a flashlight. The rotation rate of the ship increases faster and faster. I can't have that, so I activate the starboard yaw thruster as well. The computer complains up a storm. There's no sensible reason to tell the ship to rotate clockwise and counterclockwise at the same time. I ignore the warnings. I do a full revolution to see nothing. Okay, nothing new. I do a 5-degree pitch adjustment and try again. On my 6th go around at 25 degrees from the Adrian ecliptic, I spot the contact. Still too far away to make out any details, but it's a flash of light and I respond to my thrust. Yes, ma'am. I got you. Yes, ma'am. I flick the thruster on and off a few times to gauge the response time. It's nearly instant. I'd say it's less than a quarter second. I'm within 75,000 kilometers. I point towards the contact and fire up the drives. This time, I won't go barreling into willy-nilly. I stop nearly 20,000 kilometers from and I take another reading. I smile. It's working. Now, I just have to hope I haven't been chasing an asteroid all day. That would be wild. With careful flying and repeated measurements, I finally have an object on radar. It's right there. Blip A. All right, I say. I forgot. That's how I got its name. 4,000 kilometers away. The very edge of radar range. I bring up the telescopic view. But I can't see anything. Even at the highest magnification. The telescope is made for finding celestial bodies hundreds of thousand kilometers across. Not a spaceship a few hundred meters long. I creep closer. The object's velocity with respect to Tau Ceti is right for a rocky ship. Roughly the speed he would have gotten around at the time his engines died. I could take a bunch of readings and do the math to work out his course, but I have an easier plan. I thrust for a few minutes here, a few minutes there, slow down, speed up until I match the object's velocity. It's still 4,000 kilometers away. But now the relative velocity to me is almost zero. Why do this? Because the Hail Mary is good at telling me about its own course. I bring up the nav console and tell it to calculate my current orbit and some stargazing and calculation. The computer tells me exactly what I wanted to hear. The Hail Mary is on hyperbolic trajectory. That means I'm not in orbit at all. I'm on an escape vector, leaving Tau Ceti's gravity influence entirely. And that means the object I'm tracking is also on an escape vector. You know what objects in solar systems don't do? They don't escape stars' gravity. Anything going fast enough to escape so billions of years ago, whatever this is no normal asteroid. Yes, 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 I say. I kick the spin drives on and head toward the contact. I'm coming! That's what he said. Buddy, hold tight. And within 500 kilometers, I finally get some resolution on the object. All I see is highly pixelated bukkake triangle. It's 4 times as long as it's wide. It's not much information, but it's enough. It's Blip A. Did that screw not go in, or did you get it? Oh, nice job. High five. High five. It's Blip A. I know, oh, you might. That didn't look good at all. She was putting on the screw in the chair.
I have my wrench.
She was tightening that nut.
I had my wrench, not his.
So cool the way he figured out. Right. It's a card from our Cards Against Humanity game. It's a card. Anytime it just comes, yeah. It's one of those automatic cards. You just you got Anyway. I told her what it was. They didn't believe me, so then they looked it up, and then they went, "Oh, you weren't lying." And I was like, "I tried to tell you."
He was making things up. I thought he was making things up, and I'm like, you are a dirty liar. That is not a thing.
So the card says pixelated. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't know what it was, and I had to explain it to the table so people knew what the card was to use. Yeah. So that's how that went. Exactly. A child of the internet. Exactly. For real. And the last, yeah, I got you. I understand what you're saying. I know what you're saying. All right. I'm coming, buddy. Hold tight. That's what she said. I'm within 5.
Sheltered.
I'm sheltered. Oh, highly pixelated triangle is 4 inches, 4 times as long as it is wide. It's not much information, but it's enough. It's Blip A. I know that profile well. I have a bag of Ilyanka. Would you stop? You starting it again already? Already? I can't trust you no more. I can't trust you no more. I have a bag of Ilyanka's vodka handy for just an occasion. I take a sip of the... What? I take a sip from the zip straw. I cough and whiz. Dang! She liked her liquor rough. Rocky's ship sits 50 meters off my starboard side. I came up really carefully. I don't want to cross an entire solar system just to accidentally vaporizing with my engines. I've matched velocities to within centimeters per second. It's been almost 3 months since we parted. From the outside, Blip A looks the same as always has. But something is definitely wrong. I've tried everything to communicate. Radios, flashes, spin drives, light. Nothing gets a response. Oh no, I can't trust. Hold my hand. I'm sorry. Do I have a hair on my mustache tickling my nose again? I feel like I have a hair tickling my nose. Now you're just messing with me. Now you're just messing with me. What? Motherfucker. Motherfucker. Ah! Nothing gets a response. Nothing gets a stop responding. Stop responding. Nothing gets a response. Ah! I get a sinking feeling. What if Rocky's dead? He was all alone in there. What if all heck broke loose while he was in a sleep cycle? Irritants don't wake up until their bodies are ready. What if life support threats went offline while he was asleep and he just never wakes up? Screen capture. Ah, snap. What if he died of radiation sickness? All that astrophage was protecting him from the radiation turned to methane and amoeba. Irritants are very susceptible to radiation. It might have happened so fast he didn't have a chance to react. I shake my head. No, he's Rocky. He's smart. He'd have a backup plan. A separate life form. A separate life support system that he slept in, I bet. And he'd account for radiation. It killed his entire crew. But now, why no response? He can't see. He doesn't have windows. He'd have to have actively look outside with the blip sensory equipment to know I'm there. Why would he do that? He thinks he's hopefully derelict in space. EVA time. We climb into our Orin for what seems the millionth time. I cycle through the airlock. I have nice long tether anchored to the airlock interface. I look out the vast nothingness before me. I can see Blip A. Tau Ceti is too far away to light things up. I only know where the ship is because it blocks the backlight stars. I'm just out in space. a big chunk of it, no pinpricks of light. There's no good way to do this. I'm just going to have to take a guess. I kick off the hull of the Hail Mary as hard as I can, aiming for Blip A. It's a big ship. I just have to hit any part of it. And hey, if I miss the tether, I'll bounce back in the galaxy's first interstellar bungee jump. I float across space. The blackness ahead of me grows. More and more stars disappear until I see nothing. I don't even have a sense of movement. I know logically I must have the same velocity as when I kicked off my ship, but there's nothing to prove it. Then I spot a faint blotchy tan glow ahead. Finally, I close enough for Blip A that my helmet lights are illuminating part of it. It gets brighter and brighter. I can see the hull more clearly now. I'm gonna get to Blip A and save Rocky. It's time to go. I have just seconds to find something to grab onto. I know his hull has rails all over the place for the robots to get around. I'm hoping to be close enough to grab. I spot a rail dead ahead. I reach out. Slam! I hit Bleep A much harder than the EVA chute should have, and I kicked off the Hail Mary with so much gusto I scrambled to the hole, grabbing for anything. My plan to grab the railing failed miserably. I go on hand, but just couldn't get a grip. I bounce to start drifting away. The tether gets tangled up behind and around me, but it's long to climb back for the ship for another try. Then I spot a weird, jagged protrusion on the hull, a few meters away. An antenna, maybe. It's too far to reach with my hands. Maybe I can get it with the tether. I'm drifting away from the hull to slow at a steady rate. And I don't have a jetpack. It's now or never. I tie a quick knot in the tether and I throw it to the antenna. And I'll be gosh darn if I didn't nail it. I wrangled an alien spaceship. I pulled the loop tight for a second. I worry I might break the antenna off. But then I see a blotchy tan texture. The antenna, if that's what it is made of xenonite. It's not going nowhere. It's going nowhere. I pull myself along the tether to the hull, this time with the antenna and the tether to aid me. I manage to grab a hold of the nearby robot rail. Whew, I say. I take a moment to catch my breath. Now I pull Rocky's hearing to test. I pulled the biggest wrench I have had from my tool belt. I rear back and smack the hull hard. I smack it over and over and over. Clank, clank, clank. I hear the sound through my EVA suit. If he's alive in there, that'll get his attention. I push one of the end of the wrench against the hole and I crouch down on my helmet in contact with the other end. I stretch my neck out of the helmet and push my chin against the faceplate. Rocky! I yell as loud as I can. I don't know if he can hear you, but I'm here, buddy. I'm on your hull. I wait a few seconds. I have my EVA suit radio on. Same frequency as always. Say something. Let me know you're okay. I turn my radio volume up. All I hear is static. Rocky! A crackle. My ears perk up. Rocky! Grace? Question? Yes! I've never been so happy to hear a few musical notes. Yeah, buddy, it's me. You are here? Question? His voice is so high-pitched I can barely understand him, but his understanding Illyridian pretty well. Yes, I'm here. You are, he squeaks. You are, he squeaks again. You are here! Yes, I set up the airlock tunnel. Warning, Talmiba 8250 is, I know. I get it through Xenonite. That's why I'm here. I know you would be in trouble. You saved me? Yes, I caught the Talmiba in time. I still have fuel. I set up the tunnel. I'm taking you to Irid. You save me. And you save Irid, he squawks. You set up darn tunnel. Get back to your ship, unless you want to look at tunnel from outside. Oh, right. I wait eagerly by the airlock door, trying to watch the action play out through the little windows. It's all happening before Rocky attaching the airlock to airlock tunnel with the whole robot. But this time, it was a little more challenging. I had to maneuver the Hail Mary into position because a Blip A can't move at all. Still, we got it done. A final clank, then a hiss. I know that sound. I float into the airlock and I check through the outer window. The tunnel is in place. He kept it all this time. Why not? It's an artificial from his species. First contact with alien life. I'd keep it too. I turn the emergency relief valve. The air from my ship fills half the tunnel. Once it equalizes, I throw open the door and fly in. Rocky waits for me on the other side. His clothes are a mess, covered in the all too familiar gunky Talamoeba residue. And there are burns all along one side of his jumpsuit. And two of his arms are in pretty bad shape. Looks like he's had a pretty rough time. but his body language is sheer joy. He bounces from handhold to handhold. The eyeballs get you.
When you wiggled and the eye jiggled, the pupil moved,
Yeah. I got to tighten my chin strap down so we can do it again.
the eyes still be wiggling. It's so googly.
I point to his bad arms. Are you hurt? I will heal. Attempted many things to stop Telmeba infestation. All failed. I succeeded, I said. My ship isn't made of xenonite. What happened? Question. I sign. The Talmida evolved to resist nitrogen, but it also evolved to get into xenonite to hide from nitrogen. The side effect of Talmeba 8250 can work its way through xenonite over time. Amaze! Now what? Question. I still have 2 million kilograms of astrophage. Bring your stuff aboard. We're going to Arid. Happy, happy, happy! He pauses. Need to make nitrogen wash. Make sure Talmeba 8250 get into Hail Mary. Yes, I have full faith in your abilities to make a sterilizer. He shifts from one set of bars to another. Those burn arms are hurting him. I can tell. What about Earth? Question. I sent the beetles with the mini farms Talmeba 82.5. Can't get through Iridian steel. Good, good, he says. I make sure my people take good care of you. They will make astrophage maybe for you to go home. Yeah, I say, about that. I'm not going home. The beetles will save Earth, but I won't ever see it again. His joints bouncing stops. Why? Question. I don't have enough food. After I take you to Irid, I will die. You know can die. His voice gets slow. I no let you die. We send you home. Irid be grateful. You save everyone. We do everything to save you. There's nothing you can do, I say. There's no food. I have enough to last until we get to Irid, and then a few months more. Even if your government gave me astrophage to go home, I wouldn't survive the trip. Eat Irid food. We evolved from same life. We use same proteins, same chemicals, same sugars. Must work. No, I can't eat your food. Remember? You say is bad for you. We find out. I hold up my hands. It's not just bad for me. It will kill me. Your whole ecology uses heavy metals all over the place. Most of them are toxic to me. I'll die immediately. He trembles. No, you can't die. You are friend. I float closer to the divider wall and talk softly. What was that? It's okay. I made my decision. This is the only way to save both of our worlds.
Sorry, there was a squeal in there. The girls.
He backs away. Then you go home. Go home now. I wait here. Irid maybe send another ship someday. That's ridiculous. Do you really want to risk the survival of your entire species on that guess?
Maybe.
He's silent for a few moments and finally answers, no. Okay. Get that ball thing you use as a special spacesuit and come over. Talk me through how we patch up the xenonite walls, then you can move your stuff in. Wait, he says. You can know eat Irid life. You have Earth life to eat. What about Adrian life? Question? Astrophage? I can't eat that. That's 96 degrees all the time. It would burn me alive. Plus, I doubt digestive enzymes would even work. It's a weird cell membrane. Not astrophage. Talmeba. Eat Talmeba. I can't eat. I what? Can I eat Talmeba? It's alive. It has DNA. It's mitochondria. It's the powerhouse cell. It stores energy as glucose. It does the Krebs cycle. It's not astrophage. It's not 96 degrees. It's just an amoeba from another planet. I don't want to. You want me to eat an amoeba from another. What?
How do we eat that? Is that a slurp?
On a piece of toast.
Is that like a gelatin?
It's
Like
like
a
chia
gummy
seeds.
bear?
It's like chia seeds.
Blech. Nope.
I have heavy metals like iridins have evolved. They aren't pressed in iridin's atmosphere. I don't know what. Maybe he points to the ship. I have 20 million kilograms of Talmiba in the fuel base. How much you want? Question. I widen my eyes.
Grace.
Num num. Wow. I mean, some people eat ass.
What did he eat? Like,
We'll figure it out. It's the first time I've felt genuine hope in a long time. Settled. He puts his claws against the divider. Fist my bump. I laugh and put my knuckles against the xenonite. Fist bump. It's just fist bump. Understand. All right. We have the final chapter coming up, y'all. Huh? You want to do it? She wants to spin. Fist my bump. All right. Final chapter coming up. Fist my bump. What was that? That was crazy.
what?
Whole screen flash. I don't know if when you did like the camera shook or something, but like. Is that lights out or Zodiac? Lights out is Minorian. Tap me to touch. You were right. Girlfriend, what are we doing here right now? She's a spare, folks. Sure. Chapter 30, the final chapter, folks.
Spears. What?
Brittany, not Spears. All right, here we go. I finish off the last bit of me burger and gulp down the vitamin-enriched soda. I put my dishes in the sink and check the clock on my wall. Wow, it's already... already. I better hurry up. My first few years on Earth were touch and go. Talmiba kept me alive, but I became severely malnourished. Microbes gave me calories, but it wasn't a balanced diet. There were painful days. I had scurvy, bira, and a raft of other medleys. Was it worth it? I still don't know. I might not ever know. There was no way to communicate with Earth. It's 16 light years away. For all I know, the Beatles may have malfunctioned or missed their target. I don't even know the climatologists like Leclerc were right in their models for what would happen. The Hail Mary might have been a hopeless from the get-go. Earth might have already been a frozen wastelands with billions of corpses. But I try to stay positive. What else have I got? For what it's worth, the Iridans are a fantastic hoax. They don't have a government per se. But all the important entries agreed to do whatever it takes to keep me alive. After all, I played a critical role in saving their planet. And even if I hadn't, I'm a living, breathing alien. Of course you're going to keep me alive. I'm extremely a scientific interest. I live in a big dome in the middle of one of their cities. Though city isn't quite the right word. It's better described might be a cluster. I have grounds and everything. 30 Iridians outside the dome maintain my life support systems, or so I'm told. My dome is very close to one of the largest science centers. Many of Irid's great minds in there and Thrum. It's sort of a song and discussion in one, but everyone talks the same time, and it's not really consensus. Excuse me. On their part. Somehow, the Thrum leads to conclusions and decisions. The Thrum itself is much smarter than any Iridan in a way. In a way, Iridans can become ad hoc neurons in a group mind, but they come and go as they please. I'm particularly interested. So much of every scientist on the planet came together to thrum up ways to keep me alive. I'm told it was the second largest science-orientated thrum ever executed. The largest, of course, when they had to make a plan for dealing with astrophage. Thanks to my Earth scientific journals, they know all about my nutritional needs and how to synthesize the various vitamins in labs. Once they solved that, smaller, less focused groups worked on making them taste better. Now it's more or less up to me, actually. Lots of taste tests. Glucose, common in both ears and humans' biomes, comes up a lot. The best thing, though, is that they managed to clone my muscle tissue and grow up in labs. I can thank Earth Science for that. They were nowhere near that technology when I first showed up. That was 16 years ago. They're catching up quite well. Anyway, it means I can finally eat meat. Yes, that's right. I'm eating human meat. Okay, now when you say human meat, do you mean like they're making like human meat or meat edible for human? I'm just saying the verbiage on that one. But it's my own meat. He is eating. He's eating himself. He's eating himself. Spent a decade eating nothing but tasting. Oh, I mean, why not? Why not? Why not? So if you turn down a burger, I love it. That's why he calls it. It's literally a me burger. I thought he was calling it like a meh burger. No, it's literally a me burger. It's literally a. Holy shit! It's a me burger. Wow. He's eating a me burger. Okay, let me read this again. Okay, hang on. Thanks to the Earth Science journals, they all know about my nutritional needs and how they synthesize the various vitamins in a lab. Once they solved that, smaller, lesser focus groups worked on making them taste better. That's more or less up to me, actually. Lots of taste tests, glucose, common to both iridian and human biomes, comes up a lot. The best thing, though, is they managed to clone my muscle tissue and grow it in labs. I thank Earth Science for that. They were nowhere near that technology when I first showed up, but that was 16 years ago. They're catching up quite well. Anyway, it means I can finally eat meat. Yes, that's right. I'm eating human meat. But it's my own meat, and I don't feel bad about it. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna lie. I really feel like they're trying to make it seem like eating people's is an okay thing. Like, I don't know. I'm on a planet with rocks. Maybe it is an okay thing. But that's some yellow jacket ass shit right there, right now. I'm just saying. That's some.
Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh my. Rylan Nommer, the space Nommer. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, wow. All right. Sorry. That was wild to have to process. That was crazy. He's. Yes, but no. He's self-cannibalizing alien-made reproduction of him. 3D human. Synthesized human meat.
Not even human meat. Synthesized meat of himself. It is himself.
It's himself. But yeah.
Based on his muscles. Exactly what he needs.
So did the man finally figure out how to get himself in his mouth? Is that what happened here? Right? Like lab made, yes, it's lab made grace meat. DW, yes, yeah, me. That's wild.
Can I get some lab-made Rylan on the side?
Wow. That's okay. Okay. All right. Spent a decade eating nothing but oddly tasting vague. Yeah. Sweet vitamin shakes and then see if you turn down a burger. I love me burgers. I eat one every day. I grab my cane and head out. I'm not a young man anymore. The high gravity of air has only made my bones degenerate faster. I think I'm 53 years old now, but I'm not sure. I've done a lot of time dilated travel. I can accurately say 71 years have gone by on Earth since I was born. for what it's worth. I leave through my front door and cross the grounds. There are no plants or anything. The only thing on this planet that can survive my environment. But there are some very tasteful, aesthetically pleasing rocks. It's become a hobby of mine, making the grounds as pleasant as possible. Iridans just see a bunch of rocks, but I see all the colors. They installed lights at the top of the dome. They get brighter and dimmer on a 24-hour cycle. I explained that's critical to my mood, and they took my word for it. Though I don't have to explain that this species is interstellar travelers is how to make light bulbs. I make my way along the travel pathway to one of the many meeting rooms at the dome's wall. Iridans value face to Capri communications as much as humans do, and this is a good compromise. My side is within my bubble environment, and on the other side is 1 centimeter of clear xenonite in a room that's out of the Earth's natural atmosphere. I hobble in. It's one of the smaller meeting rooms, really only suitable for one-on-one conversation. But it's been our go-to spot for meeting up. Rocky waits for me on the Irid side. Finally, I've been waiting for minutes. What took you so long? I can understand Iridian fluently now. Of course, and Rocky is equally fluently in English comprehension. I'm old. Give me a break. It takes me a while to get ready in the morning. Oh, you had to eat. Right, Rocky says, a tinge of disgust in his voice. You told me not to talk about that polite company. I'm not polite company, my friend. I snicker. So what's up? He jiggles and wiggles. I almost never see him this excited. I just heard from the astronomy hive. They have news. I hold my breath. Soul. Is it about soul? Yes, he squeals. Your star has returned to full luminance. I gasp. Are you sure? Like 100% certainty? Yes. The Dana was analyzed by a thrum of a shit ton of astronomers. I checked it. I can't move. I can barely breathe. I start to tremble. It's over. We won. Simple as that. Soul, Earth's sun, has returned to its pre-astrophage brightness. There's only one possible way that happens. Astrophage is gone, or at least reduced in population so much that it doesn't matter. We won. We did it. Rocky cocks his caprice. Hey, your face is leaking. Haven't seen that in a long-ass time. Rocky's dropping long-ass time. Rocky curses more than Grace, I'm just saying. Remind me, does that mean you're happy or sad? Because it can mean either one, right? I'm happy, of course, I sob. Yeah, I thought so. Just checking. He holds a balclad against his xenonite. This is a fist bump situation. I press my knuckles as well. To the xenonite wall as well. This is a monumentally epic fist bump situation. I guess your scientists got right on it, he says. If you account for the time it took your beetles to get there and travel time for light to get from Sol to Irid, I think it took less than 1 of your years to get it done. I nod. It's still sinking in. So will you go home now? Or will you stay? The entities that make major decisions for Irid long ago offered to refuel the Hail Mary. It's still sitting in a nice stable orbit around Irid. Well, it's been since Rocky and I first arrived all those years ago. The Irids could stock it up with food and supplies, help me make sure everything is working right, and send me on my way. But so far, I haven't taken them up on it. It's a long, lonely journey. And until a minute ago, I didn't even know if Earth was still inhabitable. Irid may not be where I'm from, but it's at least where I have friends. I don't know. I'm getting old, and the trip is long. Speaking from a selfish perspective, I hope you stay, but that's just me. Rocky, the news about Sol, it makes my whole life have meaning, you know? I can't. I start sobbing again. Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to be the one to tell you. I checked my watch. Yes, the Iridians made me a watch. They'll make me anything I ask for. I try not to abuse it. I have to go. I'm late. But Rocky? I know, he says, tilting his caprice, and what I've come to realize is a smile. I know we'll talk more about it later. I have to get home anyway. Adrian is going to sleep soon, so I have to be there to watch. We both head towards our respective exits, but he pauses. Hey, Grace, do you ever wonder about other life out there? I lean on my cane. Sure. All the time. He walks back in. I keep thinking about it. The theories are pretty hard to dispute. Some ancestor of the astrophage seeded Earth inured with life billions of years ago. Yeah, I said. And I know where you're going with this. Do you? Yeah. I shift my weight from one leg to the other. Arthritis is starting to settle in my joints. High gravity isn't great for humans. There are fewer than 50 stars close to Tau Ceti, as we are, but 2 of them ended up with life. It means life, at least. The life that Tau Ceti puts out might be a lot more common in our galaxy than we think. Think we might find more of them? Intelligent species? Who knows, I say. You and I found each other. That's something. Yeah, he says. It's really something. Go do your job, old man. Later, Rocky. Later. I hobble out of the room and make my way along the perimeter of the dome. They made the whole thing out of clear xenonite because they thought that's what I would want. But it doesn't matter. It's pitch dark outside all the time. Sure. I can shine a flashlight out there occasionally and see the Eard going about his business, but I don't get sweeping vistas or mountains or anything. Just inky blackness. My smile fades a little. How bad did it get back on Earth? Did they work together to survive? Or did millions die in war and famine? They were able to get the collection of beetles and information and implement a solution. A solution that would have involved a probe going to Venus. So there's definitely some advanced infrastructure there. I bet they did work together. Maybe it's just a child optimism in me. But humanity can be impressive when we all put our minds to it. After all, everyone worked together to build the Hail Mary. That was no easy feat. I hold my head up high. Maybe I will go home someday. Maybe I'll find out for sure. But not right now. Right now, I got work to do. I continue along the path to the large double doors leading to another meeting space. And I have to say, it's my favorite one. I step into the chamber. About 1/5 of the room is the Earth environment. And the other side of the Viter wall has 30 little Iridians bouncing around like little idiots. Each one is no more than 30 Earth years old. The section process for one to gets attended. Well, again, Iridian culture is complicated. An Earth-like organ keyboard sits in the center of my area, orientated so that the operator faces the kid. The organ has quite a few more options than a typical keyboard found on Earth. I can apply an affection, tone, and mood, all in the little intricacies of spoken language. I settle in the comfort chair, crack my knuckles, and start the class. All right, I play. Settle down and get your seats. They scamper to the assigned desks and sit quietly, ready for the lesson to begin. Who here can tell me the speed of light? 12 kids raise their claws.
No.
I love that fucking story. Ah! He's teaching the little Rocky babies! Fucking good story.
We need to add grease to the bananas.
You mean Ryan Gosling?
No. I mean Grace in the Fox cardigan. That's who
Yeah. The that I'm not a.
Enough of
Okay,
there.
listen,
I want
listen,
Grace
listen,
in the Fox cardigan.
listen.
Okay?
I'm-
With a quilt, maybe.
I'm not a cardigan wearer, but I think I would wear that Fox cardigan. I think I would wear that Fox cardigan. Honestly, I think I would wear that Fox cardigan. I don't want to sign up now. All right, well we did it. Oh yeah, so.
I want, who can make? We need to.
Oh,
let's
boy.
see if we can commission one to make us matching clothes.
Oh, there you go. So yes, Aphrodite, you are 100%. If you have not watched the movie, highly recommend it. We've seen it twice. We own it. We saw it in the movie theater. We own it. We will be seeing when everybody. I know a lot of people want to do a watch party, so we will be doing a watch party in the Cord soon. We just got to talk to everybody, see when we're going to do that. Wow, we finished it. We did a book in just over. I started on a Tuesday. I started last Tuesday. 8 days. 8 days. We did 500 pages in 8 days. Oh, Poet's Empress.
I've always liked to play with fire. I've always liked to dream. I like. She just going again.
She rolled another one. It is cute. It is a personal record for real. And honestly, it might have been faster, but I only read on live. Like if we would have done, because some days yeah, some days. What we got? Rune.
Rune Danon, Crown Prince of the Balbaran
Nice in your ear. All right. Well, we did it. We finished Project Hail Mary. Can't believe it.
Good job.
High five. High five. All right.
Nice.
Good book. Great story.
Starting
Wolf King starts tomorrow. No, Wolf King starts tomorrow. I'm starting Wolf. Wolf King is next. I'm planning on starting tomorrow. I just got to. I gotta do my last video. Post that tomorrow, and I gotta install it, and then I believe I gotta see what's. I think Dr. Lego said chapter 1 through 4. So if we're not doing anything crazy, whoa, what are you doing? Ow!
You know what I just thought?
No, I don't know what you just thought of. I don't know what you just thought of. I really don't. But yes.
Because they started howling in the comment section.
I mean,
And
I'm
then
fine.
Yeah, it made me think of that song.
Ow!
But then it also made me think of the video. Alpha and the gang.
Oh, stop, please. Stop. All right, Alpha and the gang. That's a good group. They're a good group of people. Leave them alone. They're not hurting nobody. But yes, so
Oh, that they're cute.
it is very, very possible. Very possible we could start Wolf King tomorrow night. I will post a message in the Discord, but my plan is to start it tomorrow night. At least do the first. I think Dr. Lego said 4 chapters. If I can get that done in a normal time. If not, we might just do it Saturday.
4 chapters live or no?
Yeah,
First 4?
yeah,
Gotcha.
that's what I'm saying. But I have to download the book. I don't know how long that is, how many pages that is, or what. You know what I
You
mean?
don't have it?
I don't know if I haven't even looked yet. I just finished Hail Mary. You know me. I don't look forward. I don't.
I don't think we put that one on.
That's what I'm saying. So we might even have to download it and install it on there. So anyway,
Did Emily put it in the thing in the Discord? You know? I can't remember.
I believe she did. I believe she did. This was a tough book. This it's pinned in the Discord. Okay. This like
Thank you.
I will say this much. This, if you're not a science person, I can definitely say I can see why people might not like this book. I will definitely say for excuse me, when I do my recommendation, like little insight, my recommendation, like if you try to pick this book up and it's like, oh, the science is too much, cool. Put the book down, take a day or two off, go watch the movie, understand what happens, and then come back and read the book. You know what I'm saying? And then come back and read the book, and then you'll learn. See, I've seen the Martian movie, but I didn't read the book. The movie was great. So maybe I want to read the book now, too, because it's by the same guy.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Yeah, the book be good. It's not a science. I'm not a sciencey person. Well, good. I'm still shocked y'all actually like listening to me read, because I listen to myself and I'm like, God, this guy is an idiot. It's myself, ticky-talky.
I
Can't bully myself.
I used to ask him. I used to say, "Tell me a story."
Oh my God, she'd always tell me a story. She'd always say that. I used to have to come up with stories, be like, once there's a woman with a man. He wanted to go to bed. She wanted a story. He fell asleep. She didn't.
Yeah, sometimes they were lame like that, but other times he like got into it, and then he kind of just went with the moment. Those were always my favorite.
That and then the random songs.
Random songs and sound effects.
There was one time when she was pregnant with Liz Face, where, you know, when you're, unfortunately, ladies, you know, when you're pregnant, your bladder, you have to go to the bathroom a lot.
God.
Man, it was
Like
one day I went
12
on for like,
seconds.
go ahead, sorry.
I was like every 12 seconds I had to pee.
Yeah, she peed a lot. But then one time I just went off on a song, and I remember it was a tinkle tinkle. Mia May got to pee all the day. And then it just kept going and going. And
he just kept, it was insane, and I was in tears.
It was like
and pee, of course.
It was like for a full 3 minutes, I just kept going off the top. Nothing ever repeated. And then she goes, "Can you do that again?" And I'm like, no, I don't remember shit. Sorry. It's gone. I mean, let's be honest. Unfortunately, if you sneeze too hard, you dribble on yourself. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. It happens. It happens. All right. No worry, Q's. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we're going to get off here too. It's 11:15. We were on here till midnight last night. But all right, folks, I want to thank everyone for stopping by tonight, hanging out with us, for all these new faces and all the old ones. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight, finishing out Project Hail Mary. Just be on the lookout when we start The Wolf King soon. All right, folks, have a great night. Let's get it out of here.
That
Alpha and Omega book. I don't know what y'all are getting me into with this one. I don't know, but apparently they're all loving the crap out of us, so we giving it a shot. I don't know. We giving it a shot. I don't know what's happening. All right, folks, we'll see you later. Not everyone.